Hello! Yeah! Hello and welcome to Charms Persons. As you can tell, Zach is not here, but our lovely Matt has got us all set up, and we are ready to go for a Candlekeep one-shot on this lovely Sunday afternoon.
Yay.
As you can also see, we have a friend of the stream on today. Michael is joining us again
Yes,
to
hello.
join us for this Candlekeep one-shot. We are back with our good old Tearoth campaign next week. Angie, do we have anything this Monday? I don't think so.
We have the final
Oh, it is.
the final episode of Eric's Longshot, the finale. D&D IRL. Will the team get back to their world? Will their human creator counterparts get back to the real world? Who's to say? Is there a golden spoon? I'm not convinced.
Only time will tell.
Lots of time and confusion and a weird trip to Costco.
Oh,
is where we're at right now. So
There is Costco involved in this.
yeah,
Amazing.
we're heading to Costco is like where we're at right now. And there was like some wizards. It was such a bizarre,
Incredible
road trip.
There's always Costco wizards around. Everybody knows that.
Oh,
But well, tune in tomorrow then to see how that turns out with D&D and Costco. I'm sure that'll be a unique experience. And then join us the following Sunday back in our normal scheduled programming of Tearoth.
Yeah.
And with that, and no more news, we'll go ahead and jump right in to this session of Candlekeep. So, as with other campaigns, usually it starts with a call either by letter or by message from Tellis, one of the great readers at Candlekeep. So this one is just like those. Both of you, Ezra and Sir Thomas, receive a message just inside your head that you can hear from Tellis asking you to return to Candlekeep in order to help them on another quest. So the two of you start packing up your belongings, get everything settled, take a little extra time to set your affairs in order. Don't really feel like there was too much of a rush on it. So you head then to the southernmost part of Baldur's Gate to meet at a designated tavern that you and your party has already established. And when you arrive there, you're both the only two there. Ezra, you arrive first. You don't see anyone from your party, so you grab a table, take a seat. Maybe
you usually let me pick the table. Feels exciting.
And probably only 5 minutes later, Sir Thomas walks through the door and joins you at the table. And just since it's been a minute, why don't you both go ahead and, for our newcomer Michael, describe what you look like and how you enter this tavern. Ezra, if you'll start for us.
Yeah, Ezra is a very young wood elf. She wears kind of a very simple tunic-ish style dress with really tall, like knee-high riding boots, very simple garb. Her hair is really dark brown and it comes into a braid with like a super distinct gray streak through it, following the gray streak from like where her hairline is and down her face. She has a distinct scar. She doesn't know what it's from, so don't ask her. She'll probably make up a story. But one side, one of her eyes is like a bright white, similar to her hair, and then the other eye is like a bluish, grayish color. And she has a little orb, her little arcane focus that kind of like floats around and follows her a little bit until she needs it. And it doesn't have a name that you know of or that she knows of. It just kind of follows her around a little bit. She's very young. She's very happy to be alive.
Happy to be alive. Love
Yeah,
it.
she's like just so happy to be here.
And as a reminder to everyone, this is also wild magic, so we'll have some fun with that today.
Yeah.
Similar to last time, we'll see if some things go awry as Ezra uses her wild magic. All right, Sir Thomas. About 5 minutes later, Sir Thomas walks through the door as well.
All right. I am Sir Thomas Gallent, a knight only in name, not an actual title, but soon will be from his gallant efforts in the battlefield. He is completely bald with a big golden beard that comes down very low. And he is wearing big, clanky plate armor that's incredibly polished. Way too polished for normal knights, at least a knight that's seen any combat. It looks like the armor is way too big because he's kind of clanging around inside of it like it's hollow, as if to like emphasize his size, which is pretty big. He's like 5'11", but he's pretty big.
Pretty big.
He's
pretty big.
And he comes clambering into the tavern, sits down next to Ezra.
Well, Sir Thomas, you're looking particularly shiny.
Thank you. I spent 4 hours this morning polishing it.
It shows. It absolutely shows. Great work.
Thank you. You look very shiny as well.
Oh, wow. Thanks.
No problem.
No one's ever described me with that adjective before, so that's very new.
I'll be honest, I don't know what it means. I just decided to call you that because you called me shiny, but I think it fits you.
This is a very good relationship. I like it.
Yes, I can't wait until I get my horse Binky. Not yet, but soon. In the future, I swear, I will have my own horse.
You have been talking about Binky for ages, and
Yes.
I, for one, am excited.
Well, give me one more level. Hour.
And this awkward
amazing.
conversation continues as you both,
We're both
probably
socially
not
left.
just the two of you much in the party's adventures thus far. So this is just your kind of first time, just the two of us. And you probably hang out in the tavern for a good hour, just assuming someone else is going to show up.
I've turned into a horse girl from the conversation.
And after an hour, no one shows up. So you both decide, well, maybe you missed them, maybe they'll be close behind you. So you start kind of packing up, grab some horses, thinking about Binky as you do, your future horse to be, and start traveling to Candlekeep. What you don't know is from one of our previous campaigns, Opal and Ryvar just left this tavern minutes before Ezra arrived. So you're only just an hour or so behind them. But your journey to Candlekeep takes much longer. The weather turns, slows you down, you help someone with a broken wagon wheel. Your 4-day journey just turns into like the better part of 4 days instead of arriving in the morning as you would normally do. And as you arrive at the gates of Candlekeep, you're greeted by the guards. You tell them you're here to see Tellus. You're held at the gate for a little bit and then eventually allowed to enter. But instead of being taken to the library, you're asked to wait in the Court of Air. And I'll bring up the map just to remember how this is all laid out. 20, you should see Candlekeep.
Oh gosh, let me translate.
So you're both held in the Court of Air instead of taking back through the Emerald Door and to the Great Library as expected. That's what you've done in the past. So you're a little confused. And instead of seeing Tellus come up to you, you see Sprig come scuttling out the Emerald Door, and they run up to you, waving as they're still a good 30 feet away, constantly waving. And they come up to you and they say, "Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. We thought that you guys would all arrive together, but Opal and Ryvar were already here this morning, actually, because you arrived in the late evening of the 4th day of travel." And so they said, Ryvar and Opal just left this morning. I mean, and I don't know if you'd be able to. They said that it was the only two of. Well, they didn't say they were leaving you. They just left because they said that they were the only ones that came to the tavern. So I guess you guys met up.
We waited for an hour talking about a very interesting topic, but nonetheless.
I'm sorry. I don't know.
No, it's not your fault.
It's just
we were delayed coming here because we had to help some travelers whose wagon broke down, and of course we can't leave them to their broken wagon. We must.
You guys are.
We have to help them.
Yeah, I would expect nothing less from you guys. I mean, you guys have helped us. You're just helpful people,
And
so
we always will.
Yeah.
Yes. Or I lay my life down for helpfulness.
Wow. That's noble. Yeah. Wow.
I am noble.
His big kind of just giggles at you a little bit, and then they just kind of shift and like, I don't know what to do. I mean, you could try to catch up with them, but like I said, they're a good like 6, 8 hours ahead of you. I don't know if you could catch up to. We could tell you where they went, but I mean, it's a gamble, or we could just have you guys stay here for the night.
Well,
Will
we
they
could,
be? Oh,
Send
go
a
ahead.
message to
Go
them
ahead, Sir
tomorrow or
Thomas.
something.
thank you for your kindness and letting me go first. I was going to say maybe we can catch up to it if you lent us your greatest steed to have forever.
I, Forever is I don't we I don't know about that. I would have to ask probably like the first reader or someone. But I mean I can ask, but I don't I
You
do
know
you
what?
know
Will you?
promises?
Never
I,
mind. I'll meet Binky in a different place.
who's Binky?
It's my horse that I don't have yet.
Dream
Oh.
horse.
Oh,
My
okay, a
dream
dream
horse.
horse. Yeah,
Not
okay.
not in his dreams. He.
Oh, I dream about Binky all the time.
Oh. So
Oh,
kind of in
okay.
his dreams, and also he's going to get it, and it's going to be the best thing. Dream. You know.
Not really, no.
Oh, okay.
But sure. Do you I mean I can ask about the horse, or I can also just get you a place at the House of Rest.
I would
Maybe
say
some like
I would say
food.
just get us a place at the House of Rest, but
Yeah.
also put in like a just put in a little feeler about the horse.
Okay, yeah, I definitely can do that. I definitely can do that. And Sprig takes out like a little parchment and scribbles just a note that basically is like a coupon to say,
I owe you a
tell
horse.
us it's you. Well, this is for the room, so you can go to the
Oh.
house and say like, "Hey, sorry for one night stay only," kind of thing, not for the horse.
I was like, this is just a, hey, can we have this horse?
Buy one get one free.
So Sprig hands that to you and then scuttles away back through the emerald door to assumingly check on the horse. You guys, after a full day of traveling, decide to head to the granary for maybe just some bread, a little late snack before you
please.
head to the House of Rest. And the bread's delicious. You have like a nice loaf to split between the two with some oil to dip it in. Always good at the granary. But once you come out of the House of Rest or of the granary, you see a line in the House of Rest just coming out the door. You've never seen this many people in even the Court of Air, let alone Candlekeep in one spot at the same time. And it very much looks like they're all like in almost a uniform. It's very like school trip vibes of just like a lot of younger looking scholars have arrived at Candlekeep.
Oh my.
So you get to the back of the line and you know you have a coupon, so you're not too worried, but you still respectfully stay at the back of the line. It takes you a good 10 minutes to get up into the House of Rest, where the receptionist at the front says, "I'm so sorry. These people arrived, and the only rooms we have are in the cellar. I know this is probably not the most ideal, but that's all we have left now."
We have a coupon.
It's for yes, it's for a room, and I'm saying the only room we have is in the cellar.
Well,
I didn't know you had the coupon before I gave all them their rooms, and if I take their rooms away, then you know.
Do you mind the cellar, Sir Thomas?
Well, a man of my station should be holed up in only of the finest establishments. Is this a nice cellar?
Yeah, it's currently going over under some renovations, but I mean there's still books down there. It's still considered like a little library, so it's a little bit, I guess, better. It's just a cellar.
Yeah,
So
if we go down there, we can tell Opal and Ryvar what kind of books there are. They love books.
Oh, great. Yeah, there's
Yes.
tons of books down there.
How many mice are there?
I don't know.
I will
Okay.
slay these mice.
No, well, hang on. If
Wow.
I find a mouse, can I keep it or do I have to pay extra?
I think you could keep it.
Okay, thank you. That's all I need to know. Can we sleep in the cellar? Sir Thomas, please.
I will sleep in the cellar, given that it's up to my liking, which honestly is not that hard. I'm a modest guy.
As you just said, a man of your station should have the best.
I'm very modest, and I know that about myself.
Sir Thomas is a gentleman.
Let's head down to this cellar, so called.
Cool. Yeah.
Do you have the coupon or do I have the coupon?
You keep the coupon. I get things lost in my armor all the time. No
Okay,
pockets.
I hand the receptionist the coupon and I will say one room in the cellar in the house. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. She kind of puts it under the little thing, walks over. Kind of behind the desk and a little ways back, there's a very large trap door basically that would lead down. It doesn't look like a spooky cellar or sketchy by any means. It doesn't give you that vibes. It's just a cellar, and you can see some stone steps leading down. So she gestures to you to enter. And as you go down, she says, "Speak to Varnir. That she's the one that kind of tends to the cellar for the most part. She'll let you know where to go,
Okay.
where
Thank
your
you.
room is." Okay,
Varnir.
Varnir. Yeah.
We
Okay.
will speak
Thank
to
you.
Miss Varnir. I have
Yes.
trouble walking downstairs backwards. Lack of peripheral vision.
Do you want to walk forwards like regular?
You could just go down this. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to the desk, and she
Okay,
gives you a look
bye.
and goes back to the desk.
I stand over the trapdoor. After you.
Do you need me to guide you? Do you want to hold on to my shoulder or something? My grandma used to do
I look
that.
around. Yes.
Okay.
Please.
Not that you're my grandma, but it's helpful.
No, of course, I would be an honor to be your grandma.
Aw. And I'll like give him my shoulder and be like, "Let's go."
Clank
And
it.
I'll walk him down the stairs.
So you descend about a flight of stairs. It's not like descending deep, 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 deep down. It's about a flight of stairs, and it leads you to what I'm calling level 1, and then level 2, level 3 is as you descend instead of, you get it.
Upside down.
So
I mean,
you ascend to the Firefly Cellar on the top floor, the first floor. As you descend and come out over here, you walk and you immediately see just like already stacks of books. So this is almost like a mini library in itself. It's a round room that you can tell as you walk more towards the center, a round room, and you notice little alcoves, some of which have chairs, some of which have little statues, which are these little weird symbols. Those are chairs, even though they look like Galaga spaceships. And these stars are bronze statues of very scholarly posed individuals. And as you walk more towards the center, you see someone on a ladder currently putting some flower tops on top of bookcases, very much like with a little cart that has more flowers, kind of beautifying the place. And you notice that in the center of the room is actually a balcony that looks down to the floor below, and it's open and has a makeshift kind of like dolly system, a dumbwaiter almost, that has a couple books on it but looks little rickety, a little old. Like it definitely needs some repairs and maybe could hold a couple books, but not much more than that. And above this opening in the balcony in the middle, you see a giant stone sculpture of a book that's currently open with pages down and spine up, and it gives the illusion almost that it's flying and kind of floating in midair above everything. You do see actual chains that connect to the roof of this room that actually hold this giant book stone sculpture up, but it does have the illusion of flying. As you both get you guys in here. As you both enter, where is Thomas? There you are. Bing. As you guys get closer to the center, and you see this woman, very old looking elderly elf, putting the flower pots on top of the bookshelves. She kind of, without really looking at you, says, "Oh, Ector, are you back?"
Ector.
And as from the floor below, through the hole in the balcony, I never left. I'm still here. She kind of goes, "Oh." From the ladder, looks down at you. So, "Oh, visitors, I'm so sorry." Comes down the ladder and greets you both and says, "Sorry. I'm Varnir. It's a pleasure to meet you both. How can I help you?"
Hello. A beautiful cellar that you have here.
Oh,
Excellent.
thank you. Yes, we're currently in some renovations, so as you can see, it's a little cluttered, but in a couple months here, it'll be beautiful. I hope you.
We have a coupon for a room. We'd like to redeem here in the cellar.
You got okay. I don't. Did you give the coupon upstairs?
I
I
gave
don't
her
need
the
to.
coupon upstairs.
Okay, great.
Yeah, that's why
Then yeah,
she let us down. So
we do only have one more room available. We have another denizen staying with us. I can actually show you it later, but if you could do me a favor, just one floor down, is Ebder, and he requested these books, and she has a stack of 5 books that she kind of picks up and just gives to you, Ezra. And it's like, could you take that down to him? I'll be with you guys in just a second to show you your room, but I just want to finish with these flowers, and I'll be down in just a second. Could you give that to Ebder? Thank you, Thomas. Thank you. And she goes back up the ladder and just starts placing flower pots
be
again.
careful up there.
Oh, thank you. I will.
Can I look over you said this was a balcony.
Yes.
Can I look over the balcony to see if I see Ebder?
Yeah, so as you look down, you see straight into the center of the middle floor, the second floor, which you do see a man at, actually, he's not there. Whoa.
Oh my god. Oh my god, it's big.
Oh my god, stop.
Ebder, are you well?
Ebder, something is seriously wrong with Ebder.
This person is not there. This person is here. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. So you see a man who you probably assume to be Ebder sitting at a table currently reading a book, directly below the balcony.
Ebder.
He kind of looks up and just looks around.
Up here.
Looks up.
Hey, do you need more books?
What?
Do you need more books? I have more books for you.
You're being very loud. This is a library. Just come down if you would like to talk to me, please.
Can I tell what kind of books these are? Are they just like history tomes, or are they?
It's a variety of books. By the titles, you can't really tell much. There are a couple that do say like the history of. There's one that just has like a name on it, but not really much information. So just by the look of them, you can't really tell. It's just a stack of books.
Can I take one of them while we walk down the stairs? Can I put one in my
Sure.
little satchel?
I'm definitely looking out for that. You're not necessarily looking out for it.
I was gonna say, are you hiding it from? I mean,
no,
not looking at you, so you don't have to. But if you're hiding it from Sir Thomas.
Oh no, I'm not hiding it from Sir Thomas, but I don't want Ebder to see it.
Okay. Coming down the stairs to the east right here, they continued down, so that would be the same set of stairs likely that you would take down anyway. So you can be out of Ebder's sight and easily just pocket one as you head.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sir Thomas, your armor is very loud. This is a library.
Did you just pocket one of these books?
Well, technically I put it in my satchel, not in my pocket.
That's true.
So...
What do you plan to do with this book?
Read it.
Did you check it out first?
Yes, I told Virna. What was her name?
Varner.
Varner. I told Varner that I was doing it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I
Didn't you hear me back there?
No, it's fine as long as you're not stealing it and you're using this book for good and it's no devil stuff involved.
No, I don't think so. Which one did I take? What's the title of that book?
You take one that just has a name on it. You don't recognize the name, it just has a name.
It just has a name, or do I know the name?
You don't know the name.
What is the name?
The name is Starlight Masterson.
Okay, cool. I'm definitely going to be reading this tonight. Please don't bother me. I need my privacy.
I will not bother you. It seems like we're sharing a room.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I'll continue down the stairs, yeah.
Okay. As you guys continue down the stairs, you come into a very similar looking circular room. You immediately see very similar stacks of books. It is very much an extension of the first library as well. And as you walk towards the center, you guys down here, in between some of the stacks of book, you see a person. And Michael, if you'd like to describe what your character looks like.
Yeah, so I feel like in between stacks of the books, it's I'm assuming like kind of dark in this section of the cellar. Am I presenting that
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay.
Something that I actually forgot to mention is this cellar is entirely lit by firefly light. Um, so you see jars of just fireflies kind of in key locations to light it. So it's not super bright in general. There's enough light to see, to read. There's usually a couple extras at tables to read better. But overall, especially between stacks, there's a couple like firefly lanterns you could take to see better, but it is relatively dimly lit in this cellar.
Yeah, so I think standing pretty far back in the shadow, kind of easy to miss, is a shape of a totally normal and fine elf guy, about 6'4". From what you would be able to tell, probably from this kind of distance of him being very rigidly just stood in the shadows, frozen, is he has a very long cloak on, mittens, and a scarf that's wrapped around his neck, as if he's like perpetually like prepared for a winter environment. Boots. There is a he's about 6'4", very, very thin. He has a skull dangling from his right hip. It is perhaps a more recent, fresher skull. Yeah. That's probably what you'd be able to see from at this point in time.
I love
Just a
him.
tall, skinny boy, normal elf, normal.
What a metal dude.
Totally normal and cool.
Totally normal.
Totally just chill and normal.
And he's just standing very rigid and just like smiling in the direction of these people passing.
Hello there, companion. Also checking out books, I see.
Oh, you're speaking to me.
Yes,
Hi.
I am.
Well, hello. And then I'll take a couple steps forward, and as I get further into light, you can see that I'm extremely pale. Like really pale. Some might say gray. That's an objective opinion. A very pale person. And lips are tinted slightly blue.
Oh my god.
Are you all right there? You seem sick.
I'm fine. So I feel wonderful. How do you feel today?
I'm great.
Oh, I'm so
I got
glad
a new
to
book.
hear that. What an incredible gift this day has given you. I'm so excited to hear that for you. My name is Walter. I stick my hand out towards this.
I give you a handshake.
Oh, okay. You're shaking my hand first. I love the confidence that you have.
I like
That's
handshakes.
so wonderful.
Your hand is clammy.
Is it?
Yes.
Gosh. How uncomfortable. I'm so sorry about that. What were your names?
My name is Sir Thomas Gallent, defender of evil, destroyer of undead.
Oh. I bow.
Oh no.
And as I bow, you hear like my back pop like about 6 times as I do it.
Oh, I bet that felt good.
It's yes. I should also say I'm wearing also a laurel wreath that are made of like tree roots, like petrified tree roots.
Yes. Like a crown.
Kind of, yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm Ezra. I love your skull. Where did you get it?
Oh, thank you so much for asking about my new friend. And I pull up the skull kind of about head height. I don't know who this is yet.
Sir, is this skeleton fighting you? I will kill it and slay it on the spot.
No, on my way here, would you believe I was walking past a mass grave being dug, and they were just throwing these bodies in there. Like nobody cared. And I said to the people, "Hi, excuse me, my name is Walter. May I please have this wonderful skull?" And they gave it to me for free.
I want
It's
one.
amazing. Absolutely amazing. I don't know their name yet. I've been calling them Tess.
Oh, I love it. Tess.
You took this Tess from her eventual gravesite. I think
Well,
that's
there wasn't a
illegal.
rest of the body.
Okay.
And
Oh,
I
just-
thought instead of getting thrown into this mass grave, why don't I take this individual on one last little fun adventure, and they can see the world, and when I get back home and I can commune with more powerful people, we can have a conversation about what their wishes are to and how they want to be.
Can you talk to the skull?
I personally cannot. I'm not that powerful. I can't exactly speak with dead people, but one day I will have that honor.
Can I look at the skull?
Mm-hmm.
I put
Very
it up against your
intensely,
yeah.
yeah.
I put it up against your face.
And I like eye to eye with the skull, and I'm just saying, Tess.
I move the jaw.
Yeah.
The jaw. Ezra.
Oh,
Ah!
Thomas falls backwards.
Oh, just some
And then
death humor.
I have the feet telepathic. Can I cast detect thoughts on the skull?
On the skull.
or is it inanimate? There's no. Is it just?
There's not a brain. It is.
Okay.
I was gonna say,
I didn't know if
as
there
far
was
as
like
I
a
know.
chance.
No, I would say it's a cleaned skull, but I would say there's probably like one long strand of hair that's still attached.
Oh my god, yes,
at,
that's
the,
Yummy.
at the top. At the top.
Okay, I won't cast it then.
As
But I
you
still will do everything.
pull this little surprise, Sir Thomas, in his very loud armor, yells and falls backwards. You just hear a very loud and like determined from the table in the center of the room.
Oh, sorry, after.
Excuse
What
me.
fun rules.
I'm sorry for disrespecting this library that's somehow also our hotel room.
Are
This is
you
the
saying that
best.
to Abdur or just in your little group?
Yeah, tapped her.
Yes, well, one, it is still a library. The rooms are downstairs, one more. And two, I just put my daughter to bed. So if you could just be quiet. I know you just got here, but it's still a library. So some composure would be nice. He just returns to reading.
Abdur, I am so sorry. I beg for your forgiveness. Get down on one knee.
Oh my god.
Kind of looks up from his book.
Please.
Also, how do you know my name?
Oh, the person upstairs, Varnir, said it.
Oh.
We're actually supposed to give you these books. It should be all of them except for one of them.
No, it's all of them.
I didn't. He kind of looks through the titles of the books, sighs and rolls his eyes, puts them back, and just hands them back to you, Ezra. These aren't for me. These are for Cthulhu. She's downstairs in her room. If you want to deliver them to the right person, it's that. But please be quiet as you go downstairs.
Cthulhu,
Please,
you said?
Cthulhu.
What are you saying? Cthulhu? What are you saying?
Cthulhu.
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 Okay, sorry. My hearing goes out at the weirdest times.
She's downstairs.
What a fascinating medical condition.
Walter, are you staying here at the?
I am.
You're
I've been
taking the
doing
other
some.
room?
I've been doing some research on my own for fun and exciting things. I was tasked to come down here to do a little bit of research, but having a wonderful time.
What was your research on?
I'm researching hags.
The most evil and devilish of creatures known to men.
Fascinating, utterly fascinating beings. If they weren't trying to kill me and my community, I would love to just sit down with them and just brainstorm. You know, what's going on with them.
Your community is being hunted by hags. So sorry.
They are draining our resources, unfortunately, so we're having to do a bit of extermination, but we unfortunately don't have the knowledge base at the time to really drive them away. We've tried throwing rotted like fruits and vegetables at them. That only seemed to give them nourishment.
They like that.
They did. We tried playing horrible music at a very loud volume. They just started dancing.
Have you tried stabbing them with swords?
People have tried. They were systematically, their spines were removed from their bodies and used as decorations, which was very upsetting for a lot of people.
Wow, I'm out of options.
Wow.
That's unfortunate. If you ever need someone to help with these hags, let me know.
I'll help too.
To have a Sir of the Realm helping us would be an incredible. An incredible honor, and I bow again. And again, you hear.
Thank you for bowing to me, but it is not necessary
It
we are in
is.
the royal courts. And then you must bow to me at all times.
I wouldn't want to appear rude or undignified. I would certainly follow the royal protocol. But yes.
Of course. All right, let's get some shut-eye.
Are
I
you
am a
including
little
me in
tired.
that group?
Do you want to be a part of our group right now? Well, some of our group is
Yes.
a couple, like a day ahead of us, or like a day's travel ahead of us, or like a work day, whatever that means
Yes.
here. So you can hang out with us.
I would love that. I would love to have more communication. Yes.
Oh, okay. I love talking.
I do too. It's been a while, but I'm having a wonderful time doing it today.
You hear a very loud sigh from Ebder as you both say you love talking.
I'm so sorry.
He doesn't look up, he keeps in, but
Okay.
My hands curl around the bookshelf and I peer. I'm so sorry. I will, if I get too much, just tell me to sew my mouth shut and I will. How about that? Okay.
Well, let's take these books to Cthulhu and then we can talk the rest of the night. I like to do my chores before my fun.
Sometimes chores can be fun. Am I right?
I only do chores.
He does. He's really good at them.
That's so admirable. We'll have to talk about chores sometime.
Yes, please.
Love it. And then I'll take the books.
As you guys,
down.
grab the books again, start walking. You notice that the stairs you came down did come to an end. They didn't lead down again. So you come to the center, kind of look around. You do see a door, both north and south of you, that lead somewhere. And then you see across the way to the west stairs leading down. Yes.
As we pass, you said it's these stairs here.
Yes, that would be the
as we
stairs you see
pass,
down.
Can I cast Mage Hand on or cast Mage Hand and use it to flip the pages in Ebder's book so that he's not on the right page anymore?
You just do it once, just a quick page
flip?
Yeah, so he's holding the book and you just hear the same, and slowly, page by page, start flipping back to where he was.
That wasn't nearly as satisfying. And I'll...
Oh, there's two Sir Thomases. Get out of here.
Double Thomas?
A double Thomas.
One's Binky. One's future Binky.
There we go. No more double. All right, so you guys head down, which takes you here. You want to move your characters down to this long hallway.
Can Sir Thomas fit?
Barely. This is a
very
single person walkway that you have to walk one by one down, and very much can't just lumber around. Very narrow hallway, dimly lit even more so by a couple of firefly lanterns. And you just walk down this very long corridor, and at the very end of it you see a door.
All right, walk down and open the door.
Okay. You open the door and you enter a kitchen, actually. It is a very small, but has kind of all of the things kitchen does. This has a little oven that's currently burning, maybe making something. You see a pantry area, you see dishes, you see all the makings of a smaller but a fully functional kitchen. In this kitchen, you see a smaller figure in a kind of cloak, currently fiddling with something, bopping around. Doesn't really acknowledge you when you enter, but continues their work making some sort of food.
Boy, food. Do I love eating and how it tastes.
Me too!
A normal opinion. Me too. Me three.
What's your favorite food?
What a wonderful, smart question. I love apples. Just
I love
Any
apples.
just any apple.
Apples so
you know,
Do you know who likes apples? I assume
horses?
Binky.
Well, when I eat, which we do that,
Yeah.
I will give an apple.
Thank you. That would be to have a gift from someone such as you. Even if you are a little weird, I have to admit, I for one would not have a talking skull with me. But I will forgive your eccentricities because you are willing to give an apple to my Binky.
Thank you, Sir Thomas.
I like fudge.
I love fudge too.
I know what that is, and it is fun to eat and or drink.
As you continue this conversation, the figure kind of slows their pace of cooking and just kind of looks over their shoulder, and you can see a small kenku that looks a little worse for wear. Some of her feathers have started to kind of fall out, just maybe with age, not necessarily anything crazy. Besides that, she's a little hunched as she kind of looks back at you. She kind of clicks her beak in like confusion, then looks back and continues kind of the final plating of some sort of meal.
Do you like apples too? I say to the kenku.
She just kind of continues, not assuming that you're talking to her.
I will walk up to her. Was Ebdur a human?
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
Yes, Ebdur was a middle-aged human. I didn't even describe what he looked like. Ebdur is a middle-aged human. He looks a little older than maybe he is. Sometimes when he gets when he was shushing you or something, you could tell there's some actual youngness to him, but he has gray speckled hair, kind of bags under his eyes. He just looks generally tired, but maybe not actually as old as he looks.
Oh, okay. I'll go up to the kenku woman and I'll say, where is Cthulhu? What room is she in?
She'll pause literally in place mid plating of something and look at you, say, door, second right, and continue.
Okay. And I'll immediately just run down the hallway and try to give the books to Cthulhu.
Okay, as you enter down this hallway, you can see that it's a long hallway that straight down leads to another door, and then on either side there's 3 doors on both the left and right. Walter, you know that the room you've been assigned is the first one on the left. In that room is 2 little cots, a tiny little desk, and a chest to keep your personal belongings if you so choose. Very minimal, very basic. That's what that room is.
How fun to have a bed to sleep in.
Yes, I love beds.
It is nice, especially after traveling for so long.
I guess the door is either open or closed, depending on if Walter would open or close it behind him as he comes and leaves. All the other doors are currently closed except one that is kind of just barely cracked open, and that is that middle room on the left, across from the room that you're likely about to enter.
I'm entering. Yes, because she's in the door, right?
Right.
And I follow directions.
The door is closed, so if you enter,
I will enter. I will absolutely kick the door down and be like, I have your books!
We should knock. Oh.
As Thomas is saying, we should knock, and you're opening it, you see Ezra, as you open the door, very startled, turned around, looking at you, Tabaxi woman that was currently sitting at the desk in her room. She has 1 cot on the desk, a little nightstand, or 1 cot in the room, little nightstand that looks like almost it has a little oyster clamshell thing on the nightstand, which is just the only kind of decoration in this room. And a Tabaxi woman that is currently sitting at a desk, kind of holding a book and a quill in her hand, and she starts and turns to you and says, What?
I have your books.
Oh, yes, my books, thank you. And she'll pop up, come over to you, and I'll have to ask Varnier for that other one. I thought I did. Maybe I didn't put it on the list, but either way, thank you. And she'll take the books back to her desk and start, like putting them all out so she can see them all laid out and like starting to make notes and just very much like ignoring that you've entered, like getting back to whatever work she was doing.
Okay. Yes. Our job here is done.
I guess we're the heroes of the cellar.
Yes.
Hmm.
Would you consider us heroes of the cellar?
Back
I
to
say
when kind of turns
Kukula.
around and I don't know about heroes. You're just delivering book. I'm sorry. I'm Cthulhu. I thought you maybe just worked here. Are you visiting as well? Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought I just because you were delivering books, I assumed you worked here, but clearly you don't. My name's Cthulhu. Very nice to meet you all. I think I've actually seen you around today. Walter, was it?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm usually bad with names, so I'm surprised.
Well, you remembered mine, and that's an accomplishment to be proud of.
Thank you.
I lean over to Sir Thomas as they're talking and I say, do you think they're in love?
I'm really good at pointing that out, and yes, undoubtedly.
So anyway, I'm sorry. What were your guys' names?
Well, no,
we
we were just your neighbors, I think.
Oh, okay.
We're
You'll be
staying in the room.
The tension in this room is
Gotcha.
unbearable.
I'm sorry. Am I providing attention? Did I do something to offend any of you? I'm.
There's various kinds of tension in life.
Also in the body.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll leave you two alone, and I'll like push Sir Thomas out and like.
Oh, are
close
you
the door.
implying romantic feelings between me and this lady?
Oh no.
Not
God,
at
I
all.
can't
Not for me, our ladies.
hear you. Yes.
No, thank you. I'm gonna get back to just kind of awkwardly.
I have a robust and normal romantic life.
Congratulations.
I've
I'm gonna
taken a
get
vow
back
of
to my
celibacy.
work.
Okay, she wants to work, you guys.
You don't want to hear
So-
about my celibacy?
Just gonna.
Was it voluntary or involuntary? Sir
She just
Thomas?
keeps turning and like
Both.
eyeing you guys as she does, like, oh god, and then starts back at her desk.
Okay, bye. Thank you for your time. Enjoy your books. I will enjoy the books that I brought with me.
Okay.
And I'll like slink out the door. Come on, Walter.
Do you close
Okay,
it behind you?
yes.
Hey, do you want the door open or closed?
Closed, please.
Cool. I'll like walk away and leave it open.
I'll turn around and go back. I'm so sorry. I'll close that.
Classic prank.
As you come back, you see Cthulhu currently getting up to close the door. As you come back and close it, and then you hear her little scuttle of feet and a click of a lock, and then goes back to her desk.
Wow, dramatic.
I knock on the door. I am so sorry about intruding.
Fine. It's good night.
All right, I go back.
As you guys do that and turn kind of in the hallway once more, you see both the Kenku and Varnier coming out of the kitchen. The Kenku is now holding a tray of the tiny plates that she made of some sort of little snacky foods. And Varnier is walking ahead of her saying, oh, thank you for your patience. I'm so sorry, as I said. Lots going on with the renovations. Oh, hello, Walter. See you've met our new guest down here. You both will be at the last room on the right. It's a little bigger. There's a couple cots in there. Hopefully it's to your liking. It is unfortunately all we have left, so I hope you are okay with it. Crinkle here has some little snacks for you guys to eat upon your arrival, but it is quite late, so I'm going to turn into my own room if you don't need anything else before.
No.
Thank you for everything that you've done. You are truly an inspiration.
Yes, well. Wow, okay. Thank you very much. And
I
good
bend
night.
the knee to you.
Okay. she doesn't quite know what to do, so she kind of does like a half curtsy in response, and just kind of pulling out her robes a little bit, and then thinks that's silly and just goes into her room, which is this first one on the right. So she has a key, unlocks the door, closes behind her, and you hear the lock tick. As you do, you hear it untick. She comes back out. I'm so sorry. Here's the key to your room if you so choose. I didn't. Yeah, here you go.
Thank you.
She
Ezra,
hands you the key,
you
goes
take
back
care
into
of
your
it.
room, locks her room. Crinkle wordlessly is just kind of holding out the tray that does have 3 plates of food currently on it, and it's just like basically crackers and cheese of just a couple little before bed snack.
I'll take one of the plates in one hand and have my key in the other. Thank you.
Thank you, Crinkle. I'll take a plate.
Yes, me too.
Once the tray is empty, she kind of puts it down and then scurries back to the kitchen. And you can hear like kind of the soft clanging of dishes as she's cleaning up after making these little plates for you.
Well, Walter, if you want, you can come to our room and dine with us. These crackers.
Oh, what a lovely, thoughtful suggestion, Sir Thomas. I will save these for overnight. I like to wake up in the middle of my sleep
Makes sense.
and get some sustenance. So that's what I'm gonna do that.
Well, I hope you have enough sustenance, because tomorrow we're going undead hunting, right? Slap you on the back.
Ah, yes, those evil.
Yes, all undead are evil, no matter
Pesky
what.
things.
Be careful with that skull; it might come alive and destroy you.
Oh goodness, I wouldn't want a skull to come alive and start talking to me. That would be so bad.
Put it insight check.
The first one out of this entire thing.
I'm gonna do it just for funsies. Oh yeah. That is a 22.
Oh.
If
You don't want a skull to
Paper.
talk to you?
I mean, I can't possibly match that. I have a 0 deception. So you
Fair.
know, yeah, it's. I would clearly he would love if a skull just talked to him.
That's what I thought. We
I
got it. We
wink.
got it. He does. Okay. This is my best friend.
Ha friends.
Wow. Okay. Well, if Tess has anything she wants to say to me in the middle of the night, feel free. Just wake me up. I'm super light sleeper. Sir Thomas, I think, is a heavy sleeper, but I can't really tell.
Have a good night.
I actually screamed. Please don't have Tess come into our room at night.
No, I'll come to Tess. I don't want to put you through that, Sir Thomas. I know you hate the undead.
I whispered to Ezra, "Are you sure this skull could destroy you?"
Well, listen. We should have a code word in case I need rescuing. Because the undead can be notoriously deceptive.
Yes.
So I think that if I say this word, then can you bust in and say
Of course, I will save you. What is the
word? What word makes you feel like defeatless? Like you
Binky.
can never be defeated. Binky. I'll say Binky.
Binky.
And then you'll know to come to my rescue as if it was Binky.
Okay, let me first, before you do this, let me get in tune with my divine self and channel and see if there are any undead creatures nearby.
Oh, no.
I'm going to use
Before,
What
before
a
you do
fun
that-
time for me to go to bed.
Before you do that, everybody please give me a perception check.
Okay.
Ooh, yes.
I have my dinosaur dice that I got,
Oh,
and they
I'm
have
very
like
perceptive.
little toy dinosaurs, and I got a natural
Amazing.
1.
Add for me,
Amazing.
14.
Okay.
3.
Technically, it is a 5 though, because I do have high perception.
I'm normally very perceptive, but this willy-nilly undetected dead nonsense. That's
So Walter, what you notice is as yet again, Sir Thomas yells in terror. You hear some slight shifting, shuffling of fabrics coming from the room across from Cthulhu's.
Did anyone else hear that?
Oh, we'll have to put off the divine sense till later. Let's investigate.
I
What?
heard the possibility of another friendship being made today.
Just so
Okay,
you,
I'm in.
just so you both know, you're not my friends. But that's not because I don't like you. I just don't have friends because if you have friends, that's a weakness. But I do really
Sir
like
Thomas,
your company.
no.
And
I
I'm
really
very
enjoy your
weak.
company.
That's not the biggest weakness, Sir Thomas. Carotid artery, that's the biggest weakness.
You're right.
You're not wrong.
That is more of a weakness than having friends.
You know, just a centimeter of a little scratch there, and it's like an art show, just absolutely everywhere. It's fascinating.
You are so cool.
Thank you.
I can't wait to tell Ryvar and Opal. And same, where is he? Was that his name?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. What's he up to? I don't know. I haven't seen him in a long time. Yeah, I can't wait to tell everybody about you. Maybe they'll like you as much as I.
Oh, maybe. But in the meanwhile, I go up to the door that I heard the sound from, and just a good old.
So this is the one that was slightly cracked open. All the other ones were closed. This one's slightly cracked open. So you can still knock, and as you do, it would open
Yes.
more.
I keep knocking as the door keeps moving.
As you open and knock and look in, you see a small figure in the single cot that's in this room. And you see it currently turned away and just like under the covers, clearly in bed, was sleeping. As you're knocking and opening the door, it stirs and sits up, rubs both eyes a little bit, and looks, and you see a very young girl, and she wakes up to see you smiling, knocking, staring at her in her doorway. She screams and throws the covers over her head.
Delightful.
What's
As
in
you-
there?
A child.
Oh God.
We should close the door immediately.
Yeah. I don't want to fuck with this.
Good night. I close the door.
Cthulhu, hearing the little girl scream, comes running to the door. What's wrong? Is everything okay? Varnier also opens her door. What happened?
There's a child in there.
Be careful, there's a child.
Yes,
in
that's Ebder's daughter. Is she okay? We heard her scream. Is she fine?
She's fine. Are we okay? No. That was terrifying.
I'm a little confused.
Her scream was very loud. It could have devastated eardrums everywhere.
Do you know why she screamed? And Varnier is kind of walking between you to kind of crack open the door to look in. You also see heavy footsteps coming from the long hallway.
No one knows why kids do what they do. They are, just beacons of distrust.
We could just
There's-
ask her. I knock
Sticky
on the door.
hands.
I knock on
Lots
the
of
door.
sticky hands.
Excuse me, small child. Why were you screaming earlier?
What? As you knock on the door, Ebder comes running through the doorway and is just pushing back. What is wrong with you? What did you guys do? And opens the door and sees a now crying child sit up, still under the covers, just like, and comes
She
up,
yelled
just like,
at
"Oh,
us."
what's wrong? She was asleep. Just please be
I
quiet.
don't enjoy this
closes the door.
victim blaming of us being yelled at.
We were just trying to be friends with her, and she screamed at us, and now
Children are weak.
deception.
Ebder has closed the door in your faces, locked it, and you can kind of hear soft voices coming from the room. And so Varnier and Cthulhu are hearing your explanations.
Probably for the best.
And Varnier speaks up. I'm sorry. So what? She yelled at you. I mean,
Yeah.
when
Yes. I knocked on the door and she yelled.
We're just gaslighting
It's
this
like
child.
true, so I'm like, okay, well,
I believe I
there's-
might have said the awful word of hello.
It was terrible.
To treat such
I mean-
politeness with a yell is
Exactly.
unacceptable.
but was she asleep when you came in? Like, maybe she was
in
startled
the
awake?
bed. She was in the bed. I don't know if she was in the midst of a dream. I didn't go in her brain and go, hello, what's going on
Okay.
here?
Sure, just maybe
Should we
maybe
do
you
that?
startled her a little bit. That's all I'm saying. But just so you know, Ebder is very particular when it comes to Gelby, so just I'm not saying avoid her, but just maybe if she's already in bed, let her
Gladly.
sleep. She's
Okay.
trying
We
Yeah,
should-
I'm going to leave her alone forever.
Yes, we should leave her alone. I assume that the proper authorities will take care of this matter.
Okay. Catula's already just like walked back into her room and shut the door, kind of with an eye roll, like I don't know what's happening. And Varnier's just like, okay, well, good night. I'm just gonna go back to bed now. She goes back to her room, locks it behind her.
Classic children screaming at nothing.
Can't imagine.
When I was a child, I was at my most vulnerable and weakest. Therefore, all children are weak. I will protect them, but I will not
Soft
stand for
heads. Very soft heads.
True.
That really wore me out. I think I might need to lay down. I'm suddenly feeling very tired after that
Me
food.
too.
And
Yes.
that
Yes, we should all retire
Shenanigans.
retire to our rooms.
Well, Walter, we'll see you in the morning.
Yes,
Enjoy your midnight snack.
I will. I
Um,
always do.
and if you need anything, we'll be in our room, and I'll see you. And I like do this to the skeleton.
Oh,
I'll see you tomorrow also.
My hand is on the sheath or the handle of my sword. All right, so I go into the room and with my full plate armor still on, I just lay on the cot.
yeah, I go into my room. I close the door behind me. I set the plate with the crackers and cheese in the corner. And I just like kind of walk over to the bed and I collapse as if like I'm a marionette that just had like all the strings to at the same time.
Terrifying.
Good night. And my eyes are like half open.
Amazing.
Oh my god.
Sir Thomas and Ezra, anything you guys do in your room before you hit the hay?
I will look for a mouse. I really want to find a mouse.
Give me a perception check.
Yeah. And I will go out of this room in the middle of the
Okay.
night to find a mouse.
Okay.
Perception. I'm gonna use not the natural one dice.
You have natural 1 dice? You should get rid of that.
No, like the one that I just rolled that gave me a natural one. 19.
In your room currently, you don't see any mice or evidence of mice. You don't know if there have been people in there recently that would, draw the mice here. You would guess maybe the kitchen is probably the most likely place a mouse would be. So you can wake up later or go there now or investigate another time.
I think that I would like to like close my eyes for a little bit and then wake up when I know that it's gonna be quiet and like everybody else is sleeping. Because that's likely when the mice will be more active, when they think that everybody else is inactive.
Okay, so we'll say that you probably close your eyes and sleep for like 2-3 hours. That gives plenty of time for those that were still awake to probably have thus gone to bed. Give me are you trying to like sneak out and not wake Sir Thomas?
Yes, because he will not let me have a mouse, even though he gets to have a horse one day.
Okay, go ahead and give me a stealth check, not a self check. You can give me a self check
I gotta
too,
just
to check
check
in.
on my awareness.
internal
Ooh, 19
insight.
again.
All right.
And I'm rolling digital dice, so you know I'm not cheating.
Sir Thomas, I assume that
My passive perception is a 9.
great.
Yeah, I
Go ahead.
I just very quietly sneak out of the room and but watching Sir Thomas's bed the whole time.
So you sneak out of the room, sneak down the hallway. You don't hear any stirring. You feel pretty sneaky. You open the door to the kitchen. Crinkle is now in her room. You don't technically know which it is, but she's in
Does she
her
have a
room.
little bird perch? Is that what that is?
Who
I
knows?
can't.
So Crinkle's in her room. The kitchen is currently empty. Everything is very much immaculately clean and put away and organized. And so give me another perception check.
A natural 20 plus 4 for 24. I find 17 mice. I do.
Amazing. So you having that high of a perception, you currently, because you're being sneaky enough and slowly walking into the kitchen, you out of the corner of your eye catch actually two mice, both sniffing around in this far corner. Looks like they're just like kind of searching for crumbs, like walking around the kind of the edge of the kitchen, heading more towards where dishes in the like little pantry area would be, that are set kind of up off the ground, clearly trying to keep mice out from just like popping in there. So you do see two little mice scurrying around.
I'm gonna very slowly sit on the floor
Mm-hmm.
and look in their direction and just be like, hello everybody. Hello everyone.
Give me an animal handling.
This is just Angie at any social gathering. No, I got a 3. Hello, be my friend.
So they both, as you start to kind of whisper, they both kind of like notice you and like occasionally like look at you, but kind of continue on their like little hunt, and they crawl up kind of basically one of the counters start just under the pantry. They crawl up and then squeeze into a tiny hole that's almost between the like countertop and the actual cabinet itself, and skitter up and go into a tiny hole there and out of
Can
sight.
if I was to open the cabinet, would I see, or they're like not?
If you open the
in?
cabinet, you see this is like the pots and pans cabinet, and so you kind of open it, but you don't see the mice there currently.
Okay. I probably would just continue to sit there, maybe even falling asleep on the floor for the rest of the night while I wait for these mice to come back out.
Go ahead. We're just gonna give this an even odds if you wake up before anyone else does after falling asleep in the kitchen. So go ahead and give me just a straight roll 20.
18.
Evens where yes, you're discovered in the kitchen the next morning.
No!
So, you fall asleep kind of near that cabinet and then just kind of like waiting to maybe see them, and then like slowly your head just kind of falls forward until it's resting on the cabinet, and that's just how you fall asleep. And so early the next morning, the first one to wake up is Crinkle, and so you feel on your back like a couple you feel
I found
a cat.
mouse.
That's a big ass mouse. You feel on your back a couple pokes that kind of startle you awake early in the morning.
Oh, hello.
Okay?
Oh, I'm okay.
Crinkle's just
yeah.
looking at you with like kind of a concerned look on her face.
That turned into a really yawn. I'm okay. They're. Oh. I probably shouldn't.
What?
I fell asleep in here because I got hungry in the middle of the night and also was really tired. and I didn't know which to do, so I fell asleep.
Crinkle kind of looks at you. Give me a deception check.
Oh god. This turned into a whole thing. Just want to find a mouse. 13.
Okay. She kind of looks at you. I make you something. And she goes over and starts cooking.
Is there a table in here, or is it just a little kitchen area?
It's just the kitchen area.
Cool. I'll just watch Crinkle and like set like back with my back against the wall, in the kitchen. Like I'm just watching like a parent cook or something.
Okay. As Crinkle starts to cook, it's yes in the cellar, but you can kind of just your internal clocks are for Sir Thomas waking you up, for Walter. Seems like a good time to emerge from your room.
A socially acceptable time.
You can
Come
kind of hear
Nosferatu, like there's
starting to emerge and wake up for the day, and probably gather somewhere.
When I wake up a little bit earlier than normal and I pray to my god Tyr. And dear god Tyr, I love you. I love you so much. You're so good. Everything I do is for you. One thing, real quick. Can I have friends? Let me know. I get up. I slept in my plate mail, so I just am ready to go the next morning.
As you are getting up and praying, Crinkle, Ezra hands you a small plate. It's again just a little snack, but it is a small plate of more just crackers and cheese. That kind of seems like her go-to little snack that she gives people. So she hands you a little plate that was really quick to whip together, hands it to you. As soon as you take it from her little feathered fingers, she starts getting out bigger pots and pans, like seemingly making food for more
Second
people, and starts to get out some eggs and some sort of bacon-like meat, and you can assume she's cooking breakfast for everyone.
Thomas!
Yes, I'm here.
Thomas, breakfast is gonna be happening. Do you want to watch?
Watch them make breakfast.
You don't have to.
Okay, good. I don't want
Oh,
to.
okay.
And Walter, having been in this area for the cellar for almost a full day now, you know that Crinkle cooks meals for everyone, and everyone usually gathers in the second floor, kind of around that table, or in their room if they want to be left alone. But that's kind of the gathering spot for meals, where you can either sit at the table and eat with everyone, or take it to your room, take it wherever to eat. At least that's what you've noticed. You likely don't sit at the table and eat with everyone.
No, I probably would take the food and definitely eat it in the stacks by myself.
Yeah, I would take my food to like that table where we saw Ebder yesterday, because we didn't get to explore that floor very much.
Okay.
And I would say I would like to take the as long as I don't see Cthulhu, take the Stardust Masterson, or what was it? Starlight Masterson book with me and like read it while I eat.
You see her closed door as you kind of exit, and we'll say you all eventually kind of exit around roughly the same time and decide to go up to the second floor all together to await Crinkle's meal that she's preparing. As you come up the stairs, you do see Cthulhu already at the table waiting for breakfast.
Hi. Okay. Hi.
Good morning. Good to see you.
I have the book in my hands, I would assume, because I was gonna read it.
If you were gonna read it, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Can I? Oh no.
I mean, you're far enough away. If you kind of paused right at the top of the stairs holding the book, unless you're holding it awkwardly like spine or cover out, which likely you're holding it with the cover to yourself, and I assume not like being obvious about it. She probably hasn't noticed or can't see.
Yeah.
So you have a moment to do something before she would kind of maybe start eyeing the book.
So I have I have the sage background.
Mm-hmm.
So I have like ink and like a pen. Can I like see her hold the book tighter, turn right back around, run downstairs back to my room, get my ink and pen, and like scratch the like title out of the book before I go back up there? Or
Yeah.
like make it look like it's just like a silly, like dumb book.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you come up the stairs and kind of are holding the book as a normal person would, and then you see Cthulhu and say hi, and she says good morning. And you scrunch and run back down the stairs. And Sir Thomas and Walter, you both see Ezra just suddenly sprint back downstairs towards your rooms. And
You have your book.
I would say fairly easily, there's probably already like a quill and a jar of ink in the rooms just because this
Oh,
is
okay.
a library. So you can just like take some and like blow on it, like it dry as fast as it can, and kind of scribble out the title.
Yeah, I will do that. And then I'll go back up and just be like, oh, hey, sorry about that. I had to go to the bathroom to Cthulhu and then sit down and sit next to her or not next to her. I'll probably sit on like whatever end of the table is farthest
Okay.
from her.
Then we'll say you're like here-ish. We'll move you guys up here to find your seats if you so choose to sit at the table. So you do notice both Ebder and Cthulhu both having books, both reading casually at the table, waiting for breakfast, it seems. Ezra blows past you and sits at the table after running back down and being gone for a couple minutes and running back up. And Sir Thomas and Walter, do you just sit at the table? What do you guys do?
Yeah, sit at the table.
I might linger on the outskirts of the table.
Okay.
Watch.
You guys are hanging out. Ezra, if you open and kind of start reading the book, you realize that the book is about Starlight Masterson, but very much presented in a fairy tale folklore way. And so you start reading about Starlight Masterson.
Who is Starlight Masterson? Do I know anything about?
You give me a history check.
A 10.
The general like story seems familiar as just a very much clearly Starlight Masterson was some hero that was sent on a quest to save her town, but you've never heard of the town and you've never heard of Starlight Masterson. And so it feels familiar just in how some stories feel familiar of basic plot lines, but other than that, you haven't heard of anything.
Okay. I'm very into it though, just generally speaking. Like I
Amazing.
get absorbed very quickly. And I'm like in the style of when I was a kid and I read books in the cafeteria and I was like no one was in the cafeteria.
So you guys hang out for probably only like 5 minutes maybe, before from the balcony above you hear the top hatch where you entered from the House of Rest slam shut and loud locks engaging and clicking, and footsteps descending the stairs down from the hatch all the way down, and you see Barnier approach. And as she approaches, she seems to be humming this tune as she's coming down the stairs, which seems odd for Varnier as you've known her. She's very like put together, all of that. But she's humming this tune, and as she's coming down the stairs and approaching the table, She stops before you all and kind of looks around, takes a deep breath, and seems to have to physically make herself stop humming, and approaches and looks at you all. And as she's humming and you're walking up, you realize almost unconsciously you've been humming the same tune this morning. You recognize that tune. It's also stuck in your head. And as you kind of look around, Ebder is humming the tune. And as Varner kind of calls attention to it by humming it a little louder than everyone else, you realize that kind of everyone has started humming this tune and it's kind of stuck in your head. And it's weird because it's a tune that you seem to have always known, but is very unfamiliar to you. But you can't get it out of your head. And if you try to stop humming, you have to physically make yourself stop humming. And it's very odd. And so you see... Let's see if this actually works. Yeah. So you see Varnier humming this tune, takes a deep breath, and has to actually make herself stop humming to address you all, and says, when I first got here as a scribe, there was a singing madness that went around Candlekeep. A book merchant brought a book here and seemed to be humming this tune repeatedly, and more vowed that were around them started humming the same tune, and it eventually... Well, actually, I'm not sure what happened. That was some 600 years ago, I think. But because of that, I've now alerted the Avowed and sealed the exit to stop whatever this is from spreading.
We're quarantined in here.
That is correct.
Okay.
There must be undead afoot.
No, gosh, no, darn it.
Thank you, Walter, for backing me up on this.
Yes.
Well, Varner, we will figure this out, and we will slay whatever demon or undead or other type of creature is here.
Okay, I can't seem to speculate anything. I am unaware of what caused the curse the first time it was here or how it was broken. But perhaps somewhere here you could find something that might help the case. And after she says that, you see Cthulhu, who upon the news had started like tapping her hand, getting really restless, and she just slams her hands on the table and says, "You can't just quarantine us. We're prisoners now. We're locked here," and just starts ranting about how unfair this is, how you can't do this, and is visibly upset on the fact that you are all now quarantined down here. Whereas Ebder kind of rolled his eyes and went back to his book and is like, okay, and is also humming while he's reading. Again, you, unless you're talking, it's still in your head. You always hear the melody in your head, and unless you're talking or concentrating on not humming, you just find yourself humming the same like chorus melody over and over in your heads.
I don't want to point fingers, but everything was fine before that little girl screamed at us.
Did
Yes.
she release a curse?
It felt like it. The energy at which she screamed at us, that felt like a curse to me.
She might be a banshee.
Ebder
Or a
looks up and
hag.
says, I'm sorry, you're saying my daughter.
Your
my
daughter is a hag.
I didn't say anything. I just said a clear point of before and after.
But you're saying my 8-year-old daughter started.
Don't put words in my mouth, sir.
Seems like what you're saying.
I just said what happened before we were fine, and then a scream assaulted my ears.
Yeah, because
And
you
now-
entered my daughter's room as she was
I there was a clear delineation of the hallway and the room, and I was in the hallway. We're not gonna get past your daughter being a liar. That's fine.
Let's all take a step back. We'll figure
Agree
out.
to disagree.
Yes.
Okay, we all can agree that this 8-year-old girl is cursed in some way, or is
Yes.
cursing us in some
We
way.
can't
That's-
agree.
that's
That-
undeniable.
we're
I've agreed
not-
on it.
Thank you, Walter. I can always count on you. maybe we'll start there and we'll question this 8-year-old girl. And
No,
see.
no, you will not question my daughter. No. And he
I
closes
personally
what he's
don't want to be
reading
near
and heads
someone that
downstairs.
is so offended by a hello. I don't want to see her ever again.
Hector's just like walking and just mumbling under his breath. And heads downstairs into the 3rd floor.
As that conversation is happening, can I like put my book away and go start searching these shelves at the mention of that Varnier said about maybe the answer being in here, or like we could look through the books and I'll just start researching. I'll sage it up and start like pulling books and like throwing them on the table.
I will help you with that, Ezra.
Great. Go ahead and give me an investigation check with advantage since Walter is helping you. Sir Thomas, what do you do?
I'm just scouring around for creatures.
Just okay. Give me a perception check, I guess.
I got a 4 and a 5. So
Hell yeah.
A
Okay,
5.
great, cool.
I just
Sir Thomas,
pulling books. Throwing them.
and are you, Sir Thomas, are you searching for creatures just in the stacks and on the 2nd floor, like stacks of books, or are you?
Yeah, mostly
Exploring other rooms, or?
Yeah, I'm trying to explore the entire thing.
Okay, like start at
the
top to
top,
bottom.
go all the way to the bottom. I also rolled
Start
a
from
dirty
the bottom.
1.
Now we're here.
You guys are killing
rock.
it.
I got a 22 on a stealth and a 3 on trying to get the damn mouse.
Mr. Thomas, as you go upstairs, you start looking through the books, you start looking behind the statues, under the chairs. You're just all up in the 1st floor looking for creatures.
Clambering around under tables.
Yeah, just making the most noise that everyone can hear coming from the balcony area. Abder went down. After everything, you saw Cthulhu and Varnier just kind of go to the books as well, start looking. After a little bit, they'll also go downstairs to their rooms while you guys continue searching through the stacks. Because of the low investigation, you probably spend a good hour trying to find something, but you don't find any book that really talks even about singings or melodies or curses or beings that would make a song get stuck in your head. You come up empty-handed after an hour of searching.
Well, this, now I'm hungry already again. I wonder if what was her name? Damn. Crinkle. I wonder if Crinkle will make us a after breakfast pre-lunch snack.
I'm so full. I found that breakfast so filling.
Yeah, we will say Crinkle will, within the hour of searching, have brought everyone a plate of food, like individually. So
thank you, Crinkle. Will this be happening every hour on the hour? I like routine in my schedule.
She holds up 3 feathers, three meals a day. And can...
Interesting.
Would we have seen that Walter didn't eat his food, or has he disposed of it?
Yeah, Walter, what do you do with your food?
So I would take the food and go, I have so much more research to do, and I'm going to eat this on the go. And then I would try to find a place to like hide the food. Like I would move some books out of the way and like put the plate on the shelf and like restack the books. So yeah.
Great. So unless you guys are staying right next to each other, which I assume you've kind of spread out in
Yeah.
You're able to do that at like a proper time where you can move some books, shove your food back there, move some books, and then you have an empty plate, which eventually Crinkle kind of walks around and will collect plates as well.
Another perfect meal, Crinkle. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And collects your plate and walks away. So do you also stay in just the 2nd floor of books, or go up top with Sir Thomas as well?
I would go up to the 1st floor.
Okay, so we'll say you do like 30 minutes on the 2nd floor and 30 minutes on the top, both without any success. And Ezra, do you stay down or do you go up as well.
I'll stay down because I'll like hang after we can't find stuff. I'll hang with everything we do have, and if they want to keep bringing stuff down to me that they think might find interesting, and I can like be looking and like organizing
Cool.
the information.
After about an hour, you see Ebder come back upstairs, and kind of looks at you, Ezra, like little like, but sits down, has like some paper that he brought with him, opens his book, and continues his research, at the table. As
I like move my books like closer and like main muggin.
At one point, when you're kind of at a standstill with the books you have, you pop up kind of behind the stacks over here, continue looking. And as you're back there, and those of you that are on the first floor, you all hear this again for the same melody that as you're searching, you're humming still because you have to concentrate on not humming. And so as you're searching, as you're thinking about other things, you just find yourself humming and it comes out again unconsciously. You suddenly hear in a very shrill voice someone loudly like scream humming this tune that has been in your head. And Ezra, you can tell that it's coming from the center of this room, and those that are up, you can tell it's coming from below the balcony.
I'll immediately run to where the noise is. Is everybody okay?
As you come around the stacks, you see Ebder sitting at the table, but he is like stone still, eyes wide, almost bulging, very pale, and the only thing that's moving is his mouth as he just screams this tune aloud without stop.
Oh gosh.
Is everything okay?
His child has cursed him.
Who? Oh, the little creature has
Can
done
I
it
shake
again.
him?
Yeah, as you come up and shake him, he kind of moves, but he's very rigid as you shake him, and he is very cold to the touch.
Well,
Ebder.
Do you guys from the top come down?
Yes. So this curse runs in DNA, genetics.
well, he defended that little screaming thing, and
Yeah,
now
he's screaming.
And now he's screaming.
Yeah, why did he defend that screaming thing?
Demons.
Of course, it has to be.
Okay, so then this is when can I cast Detect Thoughts on Ebder to see if I
Sure.
can hear anything from him rather than the screaming?
Gotcha. As you are helping him, basically everyone has heard what's happening. So now everyone is gathered upstairs. Galeby has run up, this 8-year-old has run up behind her dad, and you actually get kind of your first glimpse of her. She is a blonde-haired human with like cute little green eyes. And runs up to her dad and just starts like kind of shaking him, starts crying.
I tried that already.
Tries to get him out of it. Crinkle runs up behind her and tries to console her, and make it better, whereas Werner and Tula are kind of just like confused as to what's happening, shocked, all of that.
Walter and Ezra, do you think I should divine sense and see if there are undead in this room?
I think now's the goodest time.
You know what? Why don't you save your? I can also sense undead.
Really?
If you would like, I can.
You must be a powerful warrior. I will defer to you then.
Okay, I will. Okay, then it's my turn. I will use Eyes of the Grave, which can, location of any undead within 60 feet of me that
Okay.
isn't protected from divination.
Gotcha. Ezra, what for Detect Thoughts, what needs to happen?
So I can initially learn surface thoughts of a creature. So, I can tell what's going on at the surface. If I want to probe deeper, they must make a wisdom saving throw. If it fails, I gain insight into, the reasoning that it failed, if there is any. But if it succeeds, then, if they succeed, the spell ends. Okay. Yeah, so if they fail the wisdom, I get to know like deeper level thoughts. but if they don't, then the spell dissipates.
Cool.
So I would like to initially learn the surface thoughts of what's going on with this guy.
So the surface level is everything he is doing is involuntary, and his surface level thoughts is fighting his actions, basically.
Okay, so I can hear him being like, "This isn't cool."
Yeah, basically it's just like I can't stop it. I can't stop. I can't stop. I
Okay.
can't stop. That's just like surface level running over and over and over again.
So if it's him at surface and not like another voice or another entity, I don't know if probing deeper would prompt an entity. So yeah, I don't think I'll go deeper. I'll just have kept it at that, and I'll be like, you guys, he doesn't like this. He is upset.
And then Walter, for your detection, you don't detect anything you didn't expect, I will say.
Yeah.
So besides, you know, you don't
oh canon.
You don't detect anything you wouldn't have expected to. There's nothing in this room that is giving you a ping.
Walter, what do you sense? There must be great evil in here. I know it.
Actually, no, not even screaming thing is. I don't get anything with that thing either.
Wow. Well, I'm stumped.
Does it look like he's looking towards anything?
It looks like he had looked up and straight ahead, and that's when he like stopped moving and his eyes grew wide, and his eyes are still wide, and he's still yell humming.
Yeah. But there's nothing that we can perceive in like the shelves or on the shelves or anything.
Nothing else in the room seems off that you can see right now.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll just like sit next to him and like rub his back.
Okay, but
it's
so both you
buddy.
and Gilby are trying to like console him, and he screams for probably 5 minutes, just back constantly repeating the verse, repeating the chorus, repeating the verse, repeating like over and over and over again, and it's the same thing that's been stuck in your head until finally, after 5 minutes has passed, he just kind of collapses forward and is breathing very hard. And it's just like, again, still pale, but the color's coming back to him. And it's like he was just released seemingly from whatever was just happening and coming back into himself. And he kind of looks around, hugs his daughter, and says, I'm sorry, I'm okay. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's okay. And I would like you all to make Constitution saving throws.
Oh, God.
I don't know.
Oh, God.
That's my strong suit.
Is it a charm?
I'm so good at that.
Is it a charm?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
21.
9.
23.
23, 21, 9.
No.
Okay. After Ebder kind of comes back to himself and is consoling his daughter and says, I don't know what just happened, and is just kind of like very out of it, but back to himself, you feel the temperature in the room drop, and the whole room and your surroundings just get colder. And I will say, for the Constitution, what I was rolling for specifically is, and what I'll have you probably roll for more now, is to keep yourself from humming, so you can focus on other things. So it's similar to like the concentration of a spell, but a little bit more of like, if you're investigating something, I'll have you roll for it. If you're, trying to think hard about something else that would take your mind away from thinking about not humming, you'll have to roll for it. It'll probably be, depending on what it is, it'll probably be a relatively low save, but usually if it's a Constitution saving throw, it's to keep yourself from out loud humming. It's always going to be in your head, but you can stop yourself from humming out loud by that. So from that, Walter, you kind of slipped up, let yourself start humming again. The rest of you weren't, and you kind of noticed about half of your party was humming and felt compelled extra to hum at that point. And then after like humming a verse or two, they were able to stop themselves again.
Ebder, do you know this song? Why were you affected more than us?
I don't know. I came back and I sat down to start work again, and just so something came over me. I didn't have control of myself anymore, and it made me hum this infernal thing that I can't get out of my head.
Infernal?
Like just bad. I don't know.
I was gonna say I
I
understand infernal, and that doesn't sound like infernal.
mean, yeah, I don't know if it's actually infernal. It was just
All
like
right.
an expression, a bad thing.
I think we should further quarantine both Ebder and his daughter into another room.
Probably for the
A
best.
quarantine within a quarantine.
Mm-hmm. Go to your rooms.
I don't think you can just
Go to your
tell
rooms.
me to go to. No, we're
Well,
all
clearly
humming
you
it.
don't like anyone else even going near your room without screaming at them.
My
Tiny creature.
8-year-old daughter had a strange person knocking and entering her room.
I never
when she was
entered.
sleeping.
There's a false narrative about me entering the child's room. I was firmly in the hallway. I'm not debating these lies.
The facts are set in stone, Ebder.
Also, it's a conflict of interest for you to be defending your daughter in this case. Clearly biased.
You are clearly biased. Of course you would be on the side of your 8-year-old daughter.
I can't reason with these people. I'm
here
and he
for
kind of
research.
picks up Gilby and heads upstairs this time and grabs his papers and things and heads upstairs to the first floor to continue work, but just away from you all.
Hey, Walter, have you ever considered devoting yourself to the servitude of the god Tyr?
Oh, an interesting thought. Thank you for sharing that with me, but no.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, well,
Wow.
gonna go back to my room then. Everyone, and Varnir heads downstairs. Cthulhu sighs and just kind of goes searching in the stack. You see Crinkle head kind of through the north door and then disappears behind it. And you three are left, except Cthulhu, kind of alone in this
Okay.
center floor.
So let's list all of the suspects. Number 1, obviously, is that little girl. I refuse to learn her name.
Absolutely.
Number 2 is Ebder.
Yeah, for defending.
Yep.
The hag, clearly.
Yep. So really, after those, it doesn't really matter unless you have any other suspects you want to kind of throw in there.
It could be me.
Okay, we'll throw you in there.
Why is that?
Well, sometimes things just happen, and I don't really know if it's me or not. So, and sometimes it is me. Sometimes it has been me.
Now,
so I'm not ruling myself out.
Be honest.
Just to be safe.
Be honest. Do you think we should put you above or below Ebder on the
Definitely
list?
below. Definitely
below.
below.
Okay, you're third. Let's distant third.
Yeah.
Okay. It could be me. I don't think so. So we'll.
So it's either of you two, because it's not me.
It's not you.
No.
Do you want to put your name in the ringer just for fun?
Yeah.
It's sometimes fun to be a suspect.
Yes. Okay, now that you've sold it to me like that, I would love to be a suspect.
We have the 8-year-old girl, Ebder, and then a little bit lower is Ezra, and then a little bit lower is Walter, and then me all the way down.
Yeah, definitely if Walter is more likely than you. He has a skull.
A guest. A friend.
Sorry, Tess.
Wait, Tess. Maybe Tess. Honestly, Tess is rocking.
Yes.
Tess, do you want to be a suspect too?
Tess, did you do anything that we don't know about? Not Guilty.
I hate this skull.
I believe her. I believe her.
I believe her too. She's so charming.
I will destroy this skull soon.
That's not. We no.
What if he destroyed it and then all of this stopped?
Yeah, Walter.
Is that a sign that she did it?
But my faith in my friend. I don't want to.
Seems
Sorry,
like
I'm sorry. That just made me really emotional. It just made me very emotional thinking
That was
of
beautiful.
Interesting
smashing
that your faith
my
in your friend has stopped you to consider. It's almost like that's a weakness in your character.
Oh, I have many weaknesses. As do we all. Remember earlier the artery thing that I talked about? We all have it.
That's why Sir Thomas wears his armor at all times.
Oh.
Well, I just have to be ready because evil could be afoot at any second.
Mm-hmm. That is admirable.
I do have a question while we're sitting here talking.
Yeah.
Do we get a sense of like where the cold is coming from? Or is it just like something that's settled over the entire room?
It's settled over the entire room. So as you walk around a little bit, you don't feel that it's central anywhere. It's just like the whole room itself. Like someone turned down the thermostat.
Yeah.
It's just dropped in temperature.
As we finish the conversation, can I go up to the first floor and see if it's also cold up there?
Mm-hmm.
And I can like shout and continue talking from like the balcony and be like, no, I agree. I think that it's definitely worth investigating as to the humanity of a skull, for sure.
As you do that, you notice that the first floor is also just as cold.
Okay. Cool. I would love to, while I'm up here and then like going back downstairs, and sometime in the next 10 minutes. Oh no, I don't need to do 10 minutes. I always get concentrate and ritual confused. Yeah, I want to cast detect magic.
Okay.
And see if I can get any pings of any magical presence within the 30 feet of me.
Okay. As you are from the first floor, you don't get any pings. You don't. Ebder and Gelby are the only ones on the first floor, besides the books. And you don't get any pings from books. You can, having been here before, generally any magical book is most likely kept in the towers, not here. That's where they keep the special books. As you head down to the second floor, you, from the circular room, don't really detect anything else magical either. This room, I think, is about... Yeah, the room itself has a 30-foot, basically, radius, so
okay.
You get the circle in your radius of detect magic, but not up in any of the other rooms. And as you come down, also, Sir Thomas and Walter, you notice that Ezra is humming the tune out loud. Her concentration is now on the spell and not humming. So for the next 10 minutes, you are humming the tune out loud.
I did roll for the wild table because I cast first level or above spell. I got an 8. Are we playing by the rules of like if I roll and I don't get a 1, then next time I roll, it's if I roll a 1 or a 2, and then if I roll 1, 2, 3, like depending. Okay.
Yeah.
I love that rule. I love that rule.
So you're on now 1 or 2 for the next spell.
Cool.
Okay. Do you explore any of the other rooms, or you just stay there?
I do want to go over to where I saw Crinkle. I have a fascination with Crinkle now. And I want to more snacks.
More snacks. Okay. As you head up, to the northmost room, you see a room that has 3 desks in it. Each has a quill and an ink jar on it. A couple have a book that's open, and another book right next to it. One looks like it's copying the other and is in the process. So basically, you can assume this is a copy room where scribes come in and copy books or text in general, either into a new book or just make a copy in general, copy a few pages, whatever the case might be. So a lot of calligraphy tools and such around the room and the 3 desks. And then to your right, as you enter, you also see a door leading to another room. And this door actually has a faint glow coming from the bottom of it.
Absolutely going in there, kicking it down.
Okay, so you just beeline, just seeing like, oh, desk. Okay, so you beeline in there. You open the door, and you do find Crinkle, and you also find shelves and shelves of fireflies, all in jars. Like in jars, there's big terrariums full of them. This is clearly where they keep the fireflies that light this whole cellar. And Crinkle is currently, tending to some, checking on them, very like attentively looking at
It's cold.
all of her little fireflies.
It's cold in here
kinda,
too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you still notice it's the same cold. And she kind of turns and looks at you as you enter, but then comes back
Crinkle,
to
this
her
is
rook.
beautiful.
Yes?
Wow. Can I have a jar?
No.
Oh, I'll give you something in return.
You have lantern. That's outside. Jar. Not ready.
Oh, these are the not ready bugs. Oh. When will they be ready? Can I take one with me when I leave?
No. Stay here.
Okay, you're not willing to push on that?
No.
Okay, well, it's been great. And I'll like turn around. Is there anyone close that I can like snatch?
I mean, there's many shelves, so the big things are the terrariums, and then there's probably 5 or 6 jars kind of on each wall of the room. This seem like they, have been pulled out, and there's also jars of larvae as well, because this is clearly
I could grow my own.
You could.
Oh.
So are you trying to steal?
Yeah, no, I wanna sneakily so like if I were to turn, so I'm at the door frame. If I was to turn, is there like an easily reachable shelf with like a jar that I could be like, okay, bye, and like snatch it?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as you enter, the shelves begin. So
Okay.
you could, as you're going, try to.
Yeah, I definitely want to try to take one. Yeah.
And are you taking fireflies or babies?
I want babies.
Okay.
I want a project. 21.
Okay. I would guess.
What's the DC on the larva?
Since she is currently watching you. Oh, wow. I am rolling like shite. So, yeah, you are able to, as she kind of looks, you're able just to kind of like a lower shelf, just like kind of grab a smaller jar of little baby fireflies and pocket it as you leave the room. And you also don't detect any magic in this area.
Yeah. I will like very hurriedly go back into this room here.
Okay.
And like look at the firefly larva.
They just look like little baby firefly larvae kind of crawling along the sides of the jar, mostly on the bottom. There's probably a good 15 in there, just because they're pretty small, and it's a smaller jar. And then there's little, holes pierced into the top of the lid.
Yes, old school. I'll leave this room. I'll go back to Sir Walter, who I've been calling Sir Walter now. And I am gonna say, make sure that Sir Thomas isn't around. And is this Walter right here?
Yes.
I'll be like, look what I found, and I'll show him the larva.
Wow, the beginning stage of life.
These are gonna be my children, not in like the gross way, like
You're not giving birth to them.
has. No, I did not give birth to them.
I would have medical concerns if that was something that.
Yeah, it would be like undead stuff, right? Ew.
Yeah.
So gross. And I'll like sit at the table and like try to keep the container warm in my hands.
Okay.
I'll like cast a little. No, I don't have any spells that won't annihilate them. Never mind.
Just cast fireball.
Yeah, burning hands.
Okay, as you sit at the table, the three of you notice that the tune in your head starts to get a little louder at this point, and you're struggling a little bit more to keep yourself from humming. And even as you're struggling to keep from humming, words start appearing with the melody, and suddenly you just know the words and the chorus and the verse that go with this tune that has been stuck in your head all day. And it goes,
You want a hot body, you want a Bugatti, you want a Maserati.
How
Wop,
did you
wop,
know?
Wop.
So you all see the tune that goes, see a mother sighting wheat, forgotten husband sleeping near. With one swing she took his feet, with another took his ear. Does the shadow have a name? Shemshime, Shemshime. Causes grief, avoids the blame. Shemshime, Shemshime. See a dog that knows how to heal, never heeds plea nor command. Mother gave it a tasty meal. Dog chose instead to eat her hand. Does the shadow have a name? Repeats that. See a son doing his chore, washing clothes for folk in town. Fell into the river's roar, sank to the bottom and drowned. Does the shadow have a name? Shemshime. Causes grief, avoids the blame. Shemshime. So this is suddenly in your head. You hear this still as a children's tune almost, but very gory, very unsettling, and now
I love
even
it.
harder. Yes. Even harder to keep out of your head. And as you're hearing the words in your head, you realize you're hearing the words outside of your head. Someone is singing this song, and you can't quite place where it's coming from, except that it's coming from downstairs somewhere. And it's loudly this deep, resonating voice singing this song to its full capacity. And that's where we'll take a break.
Blech. Okay.
Nice.
This is some haunted stuff.
I have to do something to go in bed.
Matt's our
You
producer.
do.
I love it.
All right. Well, see ya.
Hopefully. Wow.
Hopefully
Okay,
just
bye.
as a break. Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you are hydrated. I hope you got some snackies. I hope you went pee if you need to do that too. Or number two, whichever, you know.
Do whatever you like.
You. All right. Where we left off, Ezra had just stolen some baby fireflies, right out from underneath of Crinkle, and had brought them back into the room, after some outburst of Elber and suspicions running towards him and his daughter, and everyone kind of going off into their own little area to stay in quarantine. Our party keeps trying to investigate what's happening. As soon as Ezra came out with the little fireflies, you did see Crinkle also come out and just start kind of cleaning the same level you're on. She was not suspicious of you at all, but she's now out and about in the same area you are. And not too long after, you all suddenly knew words to this tune that had been stuck in your head all day, and they were unsettling for some, really cool for others, but all about death or bloody dismemberment of some kind, but still in kind of a creepy children's rhyme. As you heard the words in your head, you suddenly also heard the words coming from seemingly nearby, and I misspoke. It didn't come from the stairs. It actually came from Ezra, where you just were. behind the door up to the north of you all.
I knew I should have checked those desks.
And you hear this deep voice singing the words of the song that's been stuck in your head. And I would like everyone to once again make a Constitution saving throw.
And this is still not a charm.
Correct. This is
17.
Also 17.
Dirty 20.
wow. So you all hear the song, feel the song louder in your head, but are still able to keep yourself from now singing the words that you now know to this song. In addition to the loud voice that you hear coming from seemingly beyond the door in front of you, in the direction you did see Crinkle go, Crinkle sings about a verse of it out loud in a very scraggly tone before going silent once more as she failed her save and sung out loud, but you all were good. So, oh wait.
As she's passing, as Crinkle's passing, I'm like desperately hiding this jar of larva. And I'm like, yeah, keep singing. Move along.
If it's all right, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I think that I would, as I'm hearing this situation getting worse, I would like to just while I'm still like in the center here, ritually, not to use a spell slot, but ritually cast silence in a 20-foot
Okay.
radius. So hopefully that can dampen whatever effects are
Yeah. One,
there. We won't be able to talk, but we can still like communicate and stuff. But just trying to see if that can.
Yeah, so
provide some
as
good-
you cast silence in this area, all of you that are in the circumference of this area notice that you're kind of relieved of that concentration of having to continually try to not sing or hum this verse. So that does negate the effect of kind of you struggling tonight. You can still like know of it, you still can recall it, but you're not like as compelled to outwardly sing it because if you do, nothing happens kind of thing. And does
I just gave everyone else like a good thumbs up.
And I unknowingly just start talking, and I'm like, this is a great job, but it's like,
I bring up Tess.
I'm like guffawing, but you would never know.
and so you also notice that you stop hearing because sound can't come in. You also don't hear the deep voice. You don't hear. You cast it ritually, right?
Yeah.
So Crinkle had already stopped singing. She was able to kind of stop herself from it. You also did hear Cthulhu, who was just in the stacks, kind of hidden away, start singing as well, but also stop singing. The deep voice coming from that far room still continued for the time that you were taking to cast this until the spell was cast, and then it was silent.
Can I go back in that room?
Sure.
I'm gonna look at Walter and I'm gonna be like, and that means
I just start doing.
AC/DC.
I don't know. I just like start doing like what like very like minimal like letters I know.
And I'll be like, got it. I don't got it though. And I'll go into that room. Is Sir
Okay.
Thomas with us? Sir Thomas is down here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look at him too and I'll be like,
Okay, you all silently, I assume, all go up into that room. You see, as described before, 3 desks, very much with calligraphy supplies. There's a couple rugs under each desk, with some various books on top of each desk, but pretty still a minimal room besides that.
you said there were books on the desk.
Couple of them.
I'm gonna look at the nearest desk at the book or the books that are on there, see if they have any titles that may have been kind of along the lines of what we were looking for, of like song spells or song madness?
They don't really. Currently, there's a book that details actually the history of Baldur's Gate, but it's just being kind of copied over. It's a pretty rundown copy, and so they're copying over into a fresh book just to preserve the knowledge there.
Sounds
You find
terrible.
another one that's just like a lot of blacksmithing knowledge. It's really a variety of books that just seem to be either copied or in disarray and wanting to preserve, or a specific like middle page of a map being copied over or something like that. It doesn't really seem any rhyme or reason of these books besides copying them, and nothing about singing curses.
And we can't hear can we hear the voice still?
Well,
Nope.
the silence was centered on that one point in the middle.
Oh, I
so
thought
if
it
you
followed you.
No, I have to like.
Never mind.
This is the point I'm dropping it, and if you go out of the radius, I mean, if any of
Gotcha.
us left, you would hear
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, so
Does
once
it
you leave that
stay?
room,
So if we go back to it, will it still be there? Or
Yeah,
does it
it should be
dissipate?
there. Yeah, it's concentration.
as long
and
as
it
you, yeah,
lasts for
10 minutes, I believe.
yeah, concentration up to 10 minutes. Yep.
Cool. So yeah, so as you walk out of the area of the silence, you can hear the deep voice from that, from behind the door coming again. You also, because it's a concentration spell, also hear Walter singing the voice out loud.
I would say I think I would have stayed in the silence
Okay,
bubble.
so you'll say, okay. So you don't hear Walter. Walter's kind of on the cusp of it in the
Okay.
silence, not singing. So it's just
Okay.
Ezra and Sir Thomas up there. So you hear the voice again. You do hear it coming from the Firefly room. Now that you're in that room, you can. Is everyone
That's
okay?
Yeah.
Was that just a murder?
Who knows?
The murder in the Firefly room.
I bust down the door again into the Firefly room.
Okay, it's not locked, so you just open it
Still
without a
bust it
problem,
down.
but you still throw. If you bust it down, you'll have to give me a roll for that.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'm very intentional about my entrances.
So,
What do
sorry.
I roll? Sorry.
Roll an attack, basically. If you're
An
like
attack.
kicking it down, give me an attack roll. Yeah.
Like an unarmed
Yeah.
situation? Okay. Okay, don't worry, you guys. I got this. A 2.
So you say, "Don't worry, guys," with only Thomas in the room, and you come up and you throw your
You're my
leg out to
larva.
kick the door, and you just kind of like place it on the door and like push, and it doesn't open the door.
Ezra, what are you doing? Have you been in this room before? You're treating it as like your house.
Full disclosure, I have been in this room before.
When?
I think you're gonna like what you see, and I'll open the door.
Okay, you open the door, you see what you saw before, but you can definitely tell somewhere in this room the singing is coming from. So, you can either do like perception or investigation, kind of. We'll start with perception. Both give me perception checks.
If it's the fireflies, I quit.
12.
Okay?
I got a 9.
Okay. With a 9, you know that it feels like it's coming from the floor, like it's singing up towards you from somewhere in the floor, but you can't really place exactly what part. You feel like it's over here, and you step over there, and you're like, wait, nope, maybe it's, and you just kind of are like bouncing back and forth between the panels. Sir Thomas, as you're also noticing the same thing, you can tell it's coming from the floor, and as you're searching the floor, you actually find scratched into the floor the words "finish the rhyme," like very much like knife or claws scratched into the floor, those words.
Alright, Ezra. We must think on our toes. What is the end of this rhyme? Okay, it seems like this Shemshine is a little stinker.
He is I think I would argue to say a big stinker.
Big stinker. Because he causes grief but avoids the blame. It's like you have to be held accountable for your actions.
Absolutely. I think accountability is the best thing in the world.
So, the rhyme, let's see. First stanza, a forgotten husband is slaughtered by a scythe. Second stanza, a dog eats the hand. Person.
A son.
The third one, a son drowns in the river. Okay.
So then we could have a mom. We could have a sister. A cat.
Okay. A sister drowns a cat.
A sister drowns a cat. Well, the
Are we
dog
supposed to
had
make
its
it
own
up?
stanza.
As you guys are kind of talking and still looking, still hearing, go ahead and give me investigation checks of as you're talking through this, looking around the room, seeing what you can find.
Oh, yes.
19.
16.
Okay, so as you both can tell that it was coming probably somewhere from the ground, you saw the writing there. You're talking about, okay, what about a cat? What about a sister? What about this? You both kind of at the same time converge onto one spot where you suddenly realize, like, this is where the singing is coming from. And you notice that the floorboards there is like a bigger crack around some of the floorboards to make actually pretty big possible opening in this floor to get to something. And as you kind of notice things, you can kind of crack it, and you can open a good 5 foot by like 5 foot hole in this floor that as you move it up, you see that it's a 5 foot deep hole, and there are bones hanging out in this hole in the ground of this room, in almost the center of the room. And you immediately notice 2 skulls, one of which the singing is coming from as its jaw is moving and it is belting this song at you all.
Undead, I knew it. I will. I don't think I need to, but I'm going to divine sense. As soon as I see these skulls, divine sense. So I see within 60 feet, not behind total cover, I can detect any celestial fiend or undead.
So not behind total cover.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, in this room, you detect undead of this skull. Something has brought this skull to life again to sing.
Ezra, we must destroy these skulls. We should find Walter. Maybe he's probably already been succumbed to the evils of Tess.
I will yell, because he can hear me now, right? So if I yell, Walter will hear me. He can't because he's in.
He's still in the silence.
Okay, I'll put my hand on Sir Thomas's shoulder and I'll be like, I'll be right back. And then I'll run and I'll like get into the silent circle and I'll see Walter and I'll be like, and I'll start running back to like,
I leave the circle and I run after.
Yeah. And then as we like both leave, you'd be like, and then you'll never believe what we found. I think it's Tess's friends.
Walter, there's undead in here.
Oh. I take a look and see what they're.
Okay. Since now you have Walter and the skull singing the song, go ahead and give me another concentration check, both Angie and Matt.
Concentration or what? Constitution?
Yes, so Constitution saving throw.
7.
I got a 15.
Okay. Matt, Sir Thomas starts having now 2 voices directly around you and trying to think about all these things that are happening. You can't keep yourself from singing, and you join in with both Walter and the skull in singing. And
does the shadow have a name? Shemshimes.
Does the shadow have a name?
Shemshimes. Causes grief, avoids the blame. Shemshim all day long.
And I need all 3 of you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh my god.
I think I'm good at those. Should be good at those. I am
Is
good at those.
Is this still not being charmed or being charmed?
This is you would have advantage on this one.
26.
Nice.
14.
Okay.
Thank God. God damn it, again! I got a 4 and a 5. I got a 5.
Okay. So as you grab Walter and he immediately starts singing as soon as you get out of the circle, and you bring him into the room and he's singing, and then you hear Sir Thomas start singing, you suddenly just like are trying so hard and thinking about it, but you can't concentrate on anything else, and you feel this like force wash over you, and you take
Oh God. I'm taking things.
oh no, you take 11 psychic damage.
Ooh.
And feel yourself compelled to make a melee weapon attack against one creature of your choice.
I just will like I'll turn to Walter singing and just be like, "Shut up!" and go and make a melee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I can just do an unarmed strike. I got a 12 to hit.
Does not hit me.
Cool.
Okay.
I missed.
So you just like get this horrible headache and you're just like, shut up, and you turn and just take a big old right hand swing at Walter, and he just kind of ducks back just in time as he's still singing. And...
more like bones pop as I like lean
more
back,
cracking.
and then just like
it like looks kind of unnatural the way he is able to just like bend his spine to avoid it real quick. And then as soon as you swing and miss, you kind of like realize what you did, Ezra, and you're surprised because that's not you. That was against your will of wanting to punch him. And then you are able to stop singing, except if you keep the silence on, you're still singing. But Sir Thomas, after verse, you're able to kind of control it again.
Walter, I'm so sorry.
I was delighted. That was such an unexpected treat.
Oh, okay. Well,
You keep me on my toes.
Don't like what that did to me. And that skull is singing, and Tess, does Tess know them? I don't.
Tess.
I forget that I'm not ready to talk to her. For her to talk to me, I can talk to her. She can't talk to me yet. We're not there. We're not ready for that yet.
How does one become there? Can it happen soon? We may need her.
I always need her.
We won't be needing Tess, I assume. Hopefully not, because that would be bad if we need a skull. It's like, we're humans, we can do it, you know?
Yes! Well, I'm an elf.
Oh, sorry.
An elf. 20 years.
I also am an elf, but it's okay.
I apologize, please.
So you're the outlier in this situation. That's fun.
That is fun. I will protect anybody, no matter what, except for that 8-year-old girl.
Well, we'll have to figure out what to do with the screaming thing.
I'm not going to kill her, but if she's to die, it's not like I would jump.
No murder plans.
No.
But if she gets lost in a cavern...
Or falls down the stairs.
Fall down the stairs, that's a good one. Or a well.
Oh, kids love wells.
They love wells, and they really love it if you put like the seal thing on top of the well while they're exploring.
Oh, love it.
In it.
Like bedtime.
It's fun for them.
That would be convenient, but I don't know how that would happen without some sort of intervention.
We can find that later.
We'll think about it we'll think about it in order to not sing.
Got it.
Think about murdering this child.
In order to not sing the murder song.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That makes sense.
Is that a verse? Wait a minute. And I'll make up a verse about doing something. See a daughter playing I'll make something up about a daughter in a well and see if it does anything.
It does not, but I will like Sir Thomas and Ezra to give me a Constitution saving throw again.
God, I can.
You're still hearing
Against
two people
being charmed?
sing this song. This is not. This is
Not charmed. Okay.
against
15.
singing it out loud. Okay.
Five,
Am I, like-
5?
Am I just like continuously doing this?
Basically between sentences because you're concentrating on the spell still.
I would say after I left that. I'll say sorry. I didn't clarify. After
it's
I like
okay.
left the bubble, I probably would have let silence.
Oh, okay, great. Then yeah. So you're not singing. We'll learn that. So go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw as well.
That's going to be a 17.
Okay. So as you're again singing and trying to ignore the skull that's loudly singing, Sir Thomas, you kind of get caught up in it, let yourself sing for a little bit and then stop it, but nothing else happens.
All right, you there, skull, singing. What's the last verse before I smash you to bits?
Just keep singing.
I will.
Magic!
I'm gonna go down and pick up the skull.
Okay.
Oh god.
As you reach down and pick it up, it continues to sing as you hold it in your hands. You do notice that there's a hole missing from the back of the skull, but other than that, nothing really happens.
A hole in the back of the skull. Interesting. There's 2 skulls, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does the other skull have a hole in the back of it? I'm gonna pick
The
that
other
one, too.
skull has a hole. Let me confirm. This one has a hole more like on the temple.
Does it look like, a wound of some sort, or maybe done to the skull afterwards? Is that something I can tell?
Give me a medicine check.
Okay, problem. Medicine check. That is a 20, dirty 20.
For the dirty 20, you can shockingly guess pretty well that the holes, by the way, they're kind of, I don't know, medical stuff, decayed or something, look like they happened as this person was alive in both circumstances.
How many episodes of CSI has Sir Thomas watched?
Yeah.
All right, we have 48 hours to figure out who the killers are. I assume that these people were killed recently, these skulls. Okay, so something burrowed its way into their skulls, maybe, or they were killed in some way. But
and I look at my jar of larvas.
Where'd you get that jar of larvas? In this room?
Yes, and they were given to me.
Okay, good.
By
who?
I always forget her name. Crinkle.
Crinkle.
I want to call her like Clipper or something.
Give me
Crinkle.
a deception check.
Me?
Yeah.
Crinkle absolutely said that I could have them. You know, she's a bird of few words, but if I can find deception on here, I'm stalling. Okay. That is a 3. She absolutely gave them to me. Would I lie to you?
I was going to believe you, but now I don't.
Oh, because of numerical assignment.
Ezra, do you have something to say to the group?
Okay, yes, I do.
Mm-hmm.
I did fall asleep in the kitchen last night.
Why?
Was it something I said in the room? We sharing a room?
No, I'm trying. I don't know. You're gonna get Binky one day, and I thought maybe I could have an animal companion too, but I was trying to find a mouse, and then I fell asleep, and then I thought if I could have these larvas and raise them, and then they could be my animal pet companions. But it's just all going very terribly wrong, and I think maybe these could be dangerous if you think that things are burrowing into people's skulls. Should we take one out and see if it burrows into my skull?
We should take it to the little girl.
And see if it burrows into her skull.
The most expendable member of the quarantine.
While I love the thought and energy behind that, I don't want to hear her sing.
Yeah, she's gonna definitely scream if she sees these worms.
The song is already unpleasant. Her shrill timbre on top of that, I would not.
Maybe you could use your silence spell, and then we could do it in silence, so we don't have to subject ourselves to her terrifying screams.
That's true. That would work, probably.
Also, Ezra, by the way, once I get Binky, you are more than welcome to have a rides on Binky.
Really?
Yes, but you have to be in the back. I will be driving Binky, so it's
That's okay. That's okay. I will sit anywhere, Binky, and you say I can sit.
good. You hear that, Binky? I just look in a random direction.
Into the ether.
I'll
Everybody, another concentration check.
I was gonna say, as I do that, I will be like, I don't need these larvas anymore, and I'll just chuck the jar.
Well, you do, and it smashes as you.
All of us make the concentration check?
Yep, all three, yeah.
13.
15.
Are we doing it? We're doing Constitution saving throw, right?
Yes.
Or are we doing like a straight 20?
A Constitution saving
Okay.
throw for.
That's what I've been doing.
Basically, yeah.
18 for me.
Okay, you all still manage to not sing out loud, and as you throw, and it just kind of smashes behind you, and glass and the 20 larvae that were in there kind of scatter across the floor behind you.
Nothing happens though. The larva doesn't like burrow anywhere.
I mean, it just kind of wiggles around and starts to try to get places. It's acts as larva would. It's just
Okay.
little worm things.
I'll instantly feel bad and go pick up one larva, but it's my favorite larva.
Okay.
Put it against your skin, see if it likes to burrow.
Yeah.
You put it kind of in your hand and hold it there, and it just kind of like moves across it very
It's kinda
lightly.
cute.
Wait for it.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Wait for it.
Maybe it doesn't like me.
I get out my mace, ready to like smash it.
Nothing happens.
It's just kind of crawling around your hand, but you don't like feel it start to bite or anything like that. It's
Oh.
just a baby little worm thing.
All right.
Well,
I think we should smash these skulls. They're clearly undead. I take the skull that's talking and I say,
Okay.
"Last chance, Buster. Finish the rhyme, or your head's going to the ground."
He sings still just the verses you've heard before, and no additional ones.
Right. I smash it on the ground.
Give me an attack roll, or you throw it to the ground.
Yeah. I just throw it on the ground.
Then give me, I guess, a strength check instead.
Okay. Natural 1.
nice,
Plus,
bud.
that's a 7 though. I have high.
So you go to like raise it up and smash it, and you kind of just wait just a second too long and kind of throw it against your thighs, and it just kind of bounces off your thighs and like kind of rolls down your body to the ground.
I feel totally emasculated.
AI.
Yes.
Yay! I'll make an attack with my mace.
Great.
It's my mace. Okay. Natural 20.
Wow. Okay.
Obliterate.
Plus 5.
Yeah, I'm
55
gonna say that
total.
hits. So, how much? I mean, I'm assuming you have enough damage, but go ahead and roll some damage
Yeah.
to see how much you obliterate it.
5 bludgeoning damage, I believe.
Is that with
Yeah.
doubled? Because
Oh yeah. So 2 to 4, 7.
okay, cool. So yeah, you take your mace, and as it's still on the ground, just give it like a big over the head smash down, and just like obliterate this skull. Like hit it straight, kind of between the eyes as it's looking up and its jaws moving, and just crunch it into itself, and then like pieces of skull kind of scatter out. And as soon as you do, the singing stops.
Walter, your power is immense. The way that you slew that undead is worthy of a true champion, paladin of the god tier. Please join me.
This was a team effort from all. I can't take responsibility for it.
I'm just in the corner watching this larva.
Maybe we should destroy the other one.
Praise the Raven Queen!
That's blasphemy.
Ha ha! Yes.
Walter, you're a weird one, but I enjoy being around you.
Thank you.
As you guys are celebrating your victory over the singing skull, you start to hear loud voices coming from the main area, raised voices arguing back and forth.
Is it our buds? Is it the other ones? What are their names? Oh god.
You're 2 doors behind, like away from them, so you
Oh,
hear
okay.
like the muffled voices, but you can't make out what's being said or like recognize any voice necessarily yet.
Okay, I will grab the second skull, and then we should take this back to the group and see what they say. Or
Yes.
I should just destroy it now.
No, yes.
Lord,
Sorry, I was trying to pick up my token and run with it, and I thought I said yes. Yes, I will also go with you.
All right,
so you grab the second skull and all come running back into the other room. You can see pretty clearly once you get to the center, Cthulhu and Varnier in a argument. It is, to sum it up quickly, Cthulhu is saying that they have no right to keep them here. We should all leave. This is ridiculous. I need to go. I need to get out of here. And Varnier is adamantly standing in her way, keeping her from going up the stairs and trying to escape, basically. And Ebder's there, Crinkle's there, everybody's kind of there at this. They heard singing, and now there's this big argument. So everyone's kind of gathered in this room, watching or arguing about if this is right, what we should do, kind of thing.
Everyone, we have found a singing skull. This is the work of necromancy. We have destroyed the first skull, but the second skull is in my hands. Stay back, for your life is in my hands. What should we do next? I will destroy the skull at any moment. Notice.
Everyone kind of turns to you and is just like confused and shocked, and Varnier kind of steps forward and speaks up. I'm sorry, what? A skull?
I take a step forward and smash the skull on the ground.
Can you give me a strength check?
Please don't roll one. Please don't roll one. I rolled a 3. This is just a strength check, not an athletics check? Probably.
Yeah, I mean, you're
Okay.
just
7.
forcibly smashing.
Nice.
So you do the
Boing,
same
boing.
thing, and almost under your breath out loud say, please don't make the same thing. And as you come down, you hit a little lower on yourself, so you almost get the floor, but this time you kind of hit your like knees, almost shins, and it still kind of just like bounces off you and onto the floor and rolls a little away from you, seemingly unscathed.
So can you grab that for me, Varnier?
Ebder, who I assume Sir Thomas is like right here, basically had just walked up. Ebder's the closest. He kind of takes a step back, is confused as to why you have a whole skull that you just tried to smash in front of everyone. Varnier just looks at you like, where did you find the skull? Why? What?
It was in the larva room. Firefly room.
The firefly larva skulls is what's in there.
She kind of looks over at Crinkle, and Crinkle like shrugs her
Oh.
shoulders of like,
Interesting. Crinkle, you're rising up the suspect list pretty fast.
Yeah, we didn't even think of Crinkle.
Okay, Crinkle.
I thought of her, but I was being secretive about it.
That's
Oh.
good. Walter, your discretion is valiant.
We're having fun.
An investigation is never fun. And I whisper, but I am having fun, Walter.
Okay. Wonderful.
Well, wait a minute. Why is Walter keeping secrets from his party? Our other party members don't keep secrets.
Wait.
Am I rising up the suspect list?
Do you want to be before me on the suspect list?
Maybe.
Okay, put Walter on the
Okay.
above me.
Okay, number 1 is the girl, and then Ebder, and then 3, Crinkle?
I would say Crinkle and then Walter.
4,
and
Walter.
then me,
5, and then me all the way
Not
at the bottom.
even. Yeah, you don't even want to be on it. You don't have to.
No, I'm not on it. Why would I do such a thing? I devote my life.
Crinkle,
Yes.
you're number number. What was it? 3
You're
of our
three.
suspects.
You're on the podium of suspects.
Yes, congratulations.
Everyone else in this room is confused and looking at you, looking at others, like saying, suspect, what? Like, just very confused as to what you guys are talking about, what's happening, doesn't understand. And as you guys are talking about your suspects, suddenly the air in this room becomes thicker, almost like it's harder to move through it. And you almost feel like this kind of prickling sensation come over your entire body, and almost like you can feel something invisible, but something is attached to your like elbows and wrists and knees and the very top of your head, almost gently pulling, but not really moving you. But you just feel that sense of almost a tethering and a pulling on your body, as I would like all of you to roll a charisma saving throw. Um, Angie,
Is it charmed?
yeah, it's charmed, so Angie with advantage. And do you still get advantage, Walter?
No.
Okay.
I have
didn't think
advantage
so.
against disease and poison
Okay.
and death
Then-
saves. But
I
Cool.
got a dirty 20.
Okay.
I got a
18 for me.
17 for me.
Ooh. We're so
Okay.
charismatic.
You are so charismatic, guys. Let's see if everybody else is. And then, okay. um,
You said it feels like strings are pulling us.
As you guys make this saving throw, though, you can feel those almost as if like the strings were cut, and you're able to kind of like shrug off just as you feel like they're being pulled more and more. They're cut, and you resisted it. But you look over at both Ebder and Varnir, and they get this strange look in their eyes, and like suddenly like stand very straight up and just look at the person closest to them. And um and so they look at the person closest to them and just start again loudly singing this rhyme suddenly and vocally. And Ebder would turn to you, Certain Thomas, and just come in for a right hook. Varnir would look at Cthulhu and also come in. They're both unarmed, just kind of normal commoners, but they're both coming in hot with punches.
I have my shield and my plate armor. So
Yeah.
my armor class
And
is
he's
like,
Good
also
luck.
like
He's gonna break his hand.
yeah. So Ebder comes in with 12 to hit, which I'm assuming misses.
No, misses, yeah.
Child's play.
So he comes in and just like kind of goes for almost, instead of like a right hook, a gut punch, and just hits your armor and just kind of
It
but like
rings.
still has this like rage in his eyes as he's singing this. And Varnir comes in to Cthulhu, also doesn't land the punch. With Cthulhu's a little bit more dexterous as a tabaxi, she's able to kind of dodge out of the way, but looks up in confusion. And everyone roll initiative.
Oh,
Oh god.
oh God!
Ooh,
Are we about to fight them?
spicy.
Now that I'm suddenly getting a chance to fight this child, I don't want to fight this child. And that's shown in my initiative of 5.
Not much better. 6.
8.
Yikes! Woo! I
I
wish that Opal and Revar were here. Ryvar.
Where is the... I always forget how to start the initiative thing on this.
It's one of the options on the top, the left hand thing. I forget what it looks like. Looks kind of like a clock, I think.
Aha!
There you go,
Turn
yeah.
order. So then everybody should be able to add themselves.
I can't add. You might have to add.
Oh man.
feel like we have this issue every time.
I know, right?
If you add, we should be able to change our initiative though,
Okay.
in the order.
Enter. Enter. Cool.
Okay, come on.
Wow.
Nice. Nice.
We did it.
We did it, everyone.
We did it. We did it. We did it. Yay!
Louisima.
Oh god. I am rolling so terrible today.
Well, we all rolled really great for initiative, so
Yeah.
Oh, I can tell.
I can roll really well when it's something innocuous, but when it comes to actually getting a mouse or,
Yeah.
figuring out how information that could be important.
hitting an inanimate skull.
Makes sense.
Sure.
Absolutely not.
Easy.
Too hard. Too difficult.
I can't even do that though.
All right. So, they got their first strikes, and you can tell that they're still singing, still like anger in their eyes now. Ebder had stepped up to you there. So Ebder is at the top again, so he's gonna take another swing at you, Sir Thomas.
Ebder, you're rising up to number 1 right now.
And he's gonna go for another gut punch and just follow it up with another one with the other hand. But the same thing happens where he just kind of goes "Ugh," right into your armor with just a punch. And so he kind of shakes his hand and pulls it back and gets ready. And that's all he can do. So, Sir Thomas, you're up next.
Oh gosh, it's me. Do I want to kill this man? He's clearly charmed. He's clearly acting under his own volition. I think Sir Thomas would know that. So I'm going to try to... I have 50 feet of rope. I'm going to pull my rope out and try to, tie him up.
Okay.
Non-lethally tie him up.
Right. Then give me... I'll say that's similar to grappling, so give me a contested strength.
All right. There we go. 22.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. He got a nat 20, but he doesn't get any bonuses, so he actually puts up a decent fight for you as you try to, keep his arms down. He's, shoving your arms away, and you're just like...
Come on, I need this after the skull thing.
And eventually you're able to kind of spin him around and, pin him against you. And we'll say, grappling's the first, and then as your next action, you could, if he remains grappled, tie him up.
Okay, got it. That's my turn.
Okay, next would be... I'm gonna... Beep. Beep.
Whoa!
Who are those? What are those?
What are those?
These are my Crocs.
Was a...
These
Michael
are
makes
my
sense.
ghosts.
These
there we go.
are my fingers.
So
Got
the
it?
3 shadows suddenly
No.
appear at various points in the room, and they look about like that.
Ooh.
So they come almost out of the ground and just up and almost behind various people. So right next to you, Ezra, you see one emerge right next to you as just this shadow form with almost a skeletal-like head forming at the top. Walter, you also see one between you and Sir Thomas, and then one comes up and hovers over Crinkle as well. And
The
they
undead.
will make attacks. Where is there it is. On the people closest to them. So we'll start with... We'll say Walter gets hit with the one between him and Sir Thomas.
Cool.
That's only a 12 to hit.
Does not hit.
Okay. So you see kind of a shadow hand form out of this amorphous blob and swipe at you. You're able to dodge just in time and not get hit by this shadowy figure. Ezra, the one nearest you, 15 to hit.
Yeah.
All right, and that is a you take 7 necrotic damage, and your strength score is reduced by 3 points.
Ooh.
That seems silly. Because I already have a 9 strength.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh.
So what does that make my modifier? -3? -2?
-3.
-3?
Yeah, -3.
So you see also this hand come out and it just jets forward towards your chest and plants on it, and you can feel this darkness seeping into you through it, weakening you and just almost sucking the life from you as it does. And the last one is gonna go for Crinkle.
Help.
Help.
No, like really help.
Wow. Crinkle just enough with her Kenku dexterity dodges the hand as it comes out to also hit her. And that are the shadows. Walter, you're next.
Oh gosh. Okay, can you first remind me what this Dealywop is?
What? Which one? What is?
This ghosty creature.
Oh, this one next. So Crinkle is this one. I'm on the wrong layer. I'm on the wrong layer. So this one is Crinkle. That's the Kenku. This is the shadow that appeared next to her.
Oh, that's the.
Yeah.
That's our cook friend.
It's just a cloaked little black.
I got. Yeah, I was reading that visually as something completely different. Cool. I am going to kind of secretly very thrilled at all of these creepy people appearing. But I'm gonna go ahead and use one of my feats, not my physical feat.
I'm
gonna kick him.
I'm gonna use my
kick her, sir.
I'm gonna kick her, sir.
To Misty Step. I'm gonna go. Let's see, Misty Step. 5, 10, 15. Hold on. Sorry, I'm thinking. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's right there. Okay. And I did that without expending a spell slot. Thanks to feats.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna look at this shadow creature. Yeah. This shadowy creature to the right of me. That's next to our good cook. And I'm gonna lean in for a hug. And I'm gonna cast Inflict Wounds at second level.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Lean in for the hug.
Yeah.
It's a little too forceful, and that's what hurts.
Yeah. 15.
The hits.
Cool. So that's gonna be 4d10.
Holy shit.
Oh, wow.
Clerics, baby.
I love being a cleric. Not right
Okay.
now.
That's what number is that? Okay. So 10, 15, 22 points of necrotic damage.
Okay, so you lean in for this hug on this shadow and just like give it a big hug and release your necrotic damage into it. And nothing happens. It almost seems to like suck it in and get a little bit bigger and just kind of looks down at you as you release your hug and kind of look at him, and he's just like now looming over you, slightly bigger, and just
You're
ready to pounce.
tricky.
You're tricky.
That's gonna be it. That's all I can do.
Okay. Next is Crinkle.
Come on, Crinkle.
Da, 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 da. Crinkle is just a janitor and cook, so she is going to try to run and hide, with you now blocking her way into the stacks that way. She is a small enough humanoid that she can still pass by you, so we're gonna see if she gets hit. Oop. She does. So the shadow that you just hugged, Crinkle kind of jets right by you, and that swipes its hand out as she runs by, and she gets hit for oh, she gets hit and takes a decent amount of damage. Let me check her strength. She loses. I might need to keep track of. So Crinkle gets hit as you can see her like take this damage as she goes by you, Walter, but she keeps running, and she just kind of runs back behind this stack and out of sight. And next is Ezra.
Okay. After taking the hit from that last shadowy business, I'm like looking pretty hurt, a little woozy.
Mm-hmm.
And I point to the shadow thing that caused me damage, and I say, "You are not being very nice." And I'm gonna, as I point at it, I'm gonna cast, I'm debating on whether or not, because of necrotic damage, I'm gonna cast Firebolt at it.
Okay.
And I'm with it. It's a ranged attack, so would it be at disadvantage because it's so close to me?
Yeah, if it's a ranged attack and you're right there,
It's a mote of fire. So let's see. 5.
That misses.
Cool. And I say, "You're not very nice," and like point it off in a different direction.
Point it off in a different direction.
Yeah.
You luckily kind of point it far enough that it almost like goes up towards the balcony and through and like hits that stone book that kind of sways a little bit more, but not enough to make it fall by any means. But you don't like catch any books on fire.
Okay. And yeah, I'm still looking hurt. That's my turn.
Great. Barnier is next, and she takes another swing at Cthulhu. Ooh, hits her this time. And it's just an unarmed attack, so she just takes. So she just takes basically 1 damage. So Barnier is a very old elf, so she comes in for a punch in the face, but it's more like a little slap. And Cthulhu is next and sees that and was already getting mad at Varnier, and so she comes in also for an actual claw attack because she is a tabaxi. Which actually misses. So Varner gets a nice right hook to Cthulhu. Cthulhu comes back in out of rage with a claw attack, but just misses. And then Galeby's next, who will also flee where Crinkle is. Oh, I made her bigger, but here we are. Stop that. So she goes and hides behind the book with Crinkle. And we are back to Ebder, who attacks Sir Thomas again, but got a nat 1. So we'll say since he's been punching your plate armor, he takes 3 damage himself.
You're doing great, Sir Thomas.
And just comes in with a punch, and you can kind of hear like a crack as it does, and he definitely like holds his hand as he comes back out from the punch. Once again, just straight into your breastplate. And so Thomas, well, he's grappled as well, so he would kind of actually elbowed back towards you and like cracked his elbow on your armor and remains grappled by you, and now also injured.
I immediately let him go. Begone, Ebder. I turn to the shadow. Which one of you are Shemshime? Begone, foul creatures. And I will attack the shadow next to me with my sword.
Okay.
One-handed. I got my shield in my other hand. I'm a coward. Natural 20.
Nice. Okay.
Definitely going to use Divine Smite. I assume this is an undead creature.
Yes.
So I do 5 points of slashing and 12 points of radiant.
Okay.
Damn.
Nice. So you come in with your short sword and come in slashing and hit it, and you can tell that it, since this is a shadow, it kind of slashes into it but doesn't really seem to affect the shadow at all. And then your sword glows with this radiant energy that just almost boils through this shadow, and as soon as it just boils through, it just like disappears.
Aha! And then I don't have any more attacks, but I immediately run over to this one near Ezra.
Okay.
I just leave Ebder. He can attack me if he wants.
All right.
Try to hit me, Ebder.
Oh my god. That's another nat 1. So he takes another 3 damage. And as he tries to swing at you as you're running away, he kind of loses his balance because you just let him go, and he's a little confused. And you kind of clock him in the shoulder or in the head with your shoulder, and he just like immediately falls unconscious to the ground.
Good one, Sir Thomas.
One less evil to contend with.
All right, now it is the Shadow's turn. They they will attack Ezra again.
God, no.
Come here. It is a 14 to hit.
Hits.
And you take, yikes, 12 necrotic damage.
Goodbye. I fall.
And your strength is reduced by another 3.
I fall and I am a noodle.
Oh no. Ezra's a noodle.
I have 3 strength now.
Some noodles are strong though.
It's a -4.
And then the other shadow will hit Walter. That is a 18 to hit.
Yeah, that hits me.
And that is 5 necrotic damage.
Gotcha.
And your strength is reduced by 2.
By 2. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can I say, like, as it slashes me, you see like where the impact is? It looks like it definitely like cut me, but it almost looks as if someone like, I don't know, like cut into like an overly cooked piece of meat, or it's just like a division, and then a couple seconds later, like just this like very thick brown blood.
So
Some sludge comes out.
Yeah, basically.
Oh my
Love
god.
it. All right, well, Walter, it's your turn after the sludge pours out of your face a little
goodness.
bit.
Oh wow. Oh well, that hasn't. I haven't bled in a while. That's wild. Um, yeah. I mean, I know I'll have to do it at disadvantage, but I'm gonna go ahead and do a good old guiding bolt
Okay.
at this creature right next to me.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do that at first level. Okay, cool. So, yeah. So the lower of the two was 17.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that hits.
So it's going to be 4d6. Good. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 points of radiant damage.
Yeah. So similar to what happened when Sir Thomas hit his, you kind of lean back as far as you can, again bending unnaturally so, and the cracking occurs as you send the guiding bolt towards this shadow, and it hits it square in the chest, and from there, bubbling white light just like explodes through the body as it just boils away.
Ooh, beautiful.
Oop. Boop. It gone.
That's my
All
action.
right.
And I'm just going to move 5, 10 feet, and that's going to be the end of my turn.
Great. Crinkle is hiding behind a thing, but excuse me. Let's see. Okay. Doing something behind there. Okay. Okay. That is Crinkle's turn. Ezra, you're up.
Okay, I am going to roll a saving throw. I got a natural 1. Am I dead?
No, you have 2
So that
fails
doesn't
now.
count. I have 2 fails!
That's why, yeah, if you roll, I believe, you roll 2.
Yeah, definitely does count.
So I have 2 death fails.
Great.
Everything's all right. No problems. You're
All
alive
right.
in the future, technically. So.
Yeah, yep. So figure that out, James.
You got a cleric. You got a cleric.
Thank God.
Yep, it's
Yeah,
fine.
a necrotic cleric.
Fine.
Gonna
Well,
turn
I get
me
special.
undead.
I get special stuff for that. Don't worry. I got
all
that.
right. Varnir punches Cthulhu once again. Cthulhu goes to punt Claw
Just let 'em
Varnir.
duke
They're
it out.
having their own little like.
Yeah.
They don't even notice the shadows.
Pitting women against each other.
Classic DM.
That Shemshime, you know.
Shemshime doesn't care what gender you are.
All right, that hits. Okay, and then it's. She gives her a little cut with her claws back, but they're still both there. Okay. And then we'll do this. Okay. We are back to the top of the order with Ebder, who's going to do his death saving throw. He succeeds.
Oh, good.
Sir Thomas, back to you.
Should I finish off Ebder? No. Walter, can you save Ezra?
Yes.
Alright, I will attack this shadow with my blade. And do Divine Smite if I hit.
Okay.
Yikes. Is a 9 a hit?
No,
9
that
doesn't hit?
misses.
Oh, yikes.
So you feeling very confident in the last shadow that you got, you again like overconfidently so, as you've done with the skulls, just go for a full swipe but completely miss.
Don't worry, Walter, I got this shadow.
I believe in you.
Thank you.
Thomas.
Yeah, just stay there. I'll try to put myself in front of the shadow so it doesn't like attack Ezra on the ground or anything like that.
Okay. Since you just swung at it and it's now their turn, they're gonna swing at you.
Good luck.
They missed. And so they come to swing at you, and after they swing and miss, like almost more of a face forms where they're just like angry at you, and then they just disappear.
Spooky.
Did you just solve a riddle or just...
Who knows?
knows?
So there are no more shadows, but you still have Vernier attacking Cthulhu. Oh, I have not been rolling as I should have. Because she's charmed, she gets to roll. That would have failed. That would have failed. Okay, so actually, at the end of Barnier's turn, Cthulhu doesn't really notice, but she is kind of back to herself that third time she saved on her throw. So she kind of comes to just as Cthulhu slashes her for a little bit of damage, just kind of cuts her shoulder ever so slightly. Couldn't stop herself before she noticed the change. So with Ebder unconscious and Vernier now no longer charmed, we are out of combat.
Ooh.
Okay. I will walk over to Ezra and cast Cure Wounds at first level.
Thank you.
Okay.
And because I have Circle of Mortality, I restore maximum possible HP to
Nice.
an unconscious creature.
Whoa.
So that's going to be 13 points back to Ezra.
Yay.
I'm going to make a medicine check on Ebder, specifically just to keep him from dying, but keeping him unconscious still.
Okay.
My medicine check is a 11. I think
Okay.
it was us.
I would say since you're the one that kind of knocked him out, you notice that where you hit him on the head is probably a pretty good gash where he just like you clocked him really good. So you can just take some cloth and just kind of bandage that up. So he's basically still unconscious, but at 1 hit point again.
Right.
Do I need to prepare the body?
How are you preparing it?
Oh, I was asking if he's dead.
Oh, he's not dead, but
Oh.
honestly, feel free to do whatever you need to do.
Well, if he's dead, to let me know.
Okay.
That was so boring. I didn't even get to do anything.
You both see like Cthulhu and Barnier like having the moment of like, oh, wow, I'm so sorry, I didn't know what I was doing, and like having again still in almost their little bubble of just like having a moment of apologies and tensions are high and we're sorry and all of that.
Those shadows were crazy. Where did they come from?
Huh. Where did
As-
it come from?
As you ask that question, Galeby appears from behind the bookshelves and is clutching a rather large book to her chest. And you notice on the corner of this book, there's a little blood on it. And she comes out and she's kind of like crying a little bit as she does. And she just kind of comes out and just like, Walter, since you're the closest one, she just like holds out the book to you and says, I don't want it anymore.
She can't even read.
Oh, you're fine talking to me now. Now I'm a perfectly acceptable person to talk to. Give me that book. Take it.
Can I kick her down?
Oh my god.
See,
want
little
to.
creature, it doesn't feel good when people judge you unfairly, does it?
She just kind of looks at you and cries a little bit and runs over to her
that's what I
dad,
thought.
who's still on the ground.
What
and
did she do?
crying?
Let's look at this book.
Yeah.
Figure out what the heck this little
You're on
thing
thin ice, 8-year-old.
You were on thin ice before, and now you're.
Do you know what
falling through
happens when you slip through thin ice? Water. That's cold. And you
Yeah.
freeze in it and die.
You die. You drown and die.
Just like the sun in the rhyme.
You guys should all be parents.
And you're frozen in a funny position. Some people are like, that could be you, little girl.
As you open this book, you discover that it's not, do this first. So this is the book, and as you kind of look at it, you notice that there's not pages, there's just a middle seam that this whole book would kind of unfolds to be. And as you open it and unfold it, you see that it's actually a pop-up book.
Oh God!
As you look of it and open it, it starts playing the tune that's been stuck in your head all day. And as it plays through each stanza, you see each kind of portion of these vignettes coming to life. And so it plays through the mother scything wheat and cutting off the hand or the ear and feet of the husband. You see the little boy drowning. You see the dog eating the mother's hand. But you see a fourth vignette.
Yes.
And when it gets to that point, you can tell the music box kind of jerks a little bit and stutters, but it starts over at the beginning again. And that last fourth one never plays. And you can hear that it like tries to, but it doesn't actually get to it.
Can I pull off the pop-up part of the thing, or is it stuck to the book?
It's stuck to the book.
Oh,
like
okay.
it's all like connected and intertwined.
Can we fix it?
Yeah, could I cast Mending?
Nice.
Ooh. First, without knowing like what's to fix, give me an investigation check first to see if you can kind of figure out
Which
what
specific
of this
part
book,
of the book?
yeah, you need to
Gotcha.
fix.
Investigation. Ugh, I don't have a great investigation. Yeah, that's not great. 7.
7. So you start to kind of like pick apart, maybe like open some compartments of this, and investigate a little bit onto what this could be wrong with this book. You can tell that it definitely gets to that point and then something like clicks in it, but then it resets back towards it. It just can't quite get to it. Go ahead.
I have a thing, my knowledge from a past life
Okay.
to add a D6 to the check, to any skill check.
Sure, I will say that even if you get a 6, maybe save it.
Oh. Okay, I'll save it.
And I will say you can make this check or get more help with this check. It's not like a one and done kind of thing. So if someone else wants to also come and try to investigate what's wrong with it.
You said there was blood on the book.
Yep.
Did it look like it came from her?
Galby didn't look like she was injured in any way, but the blood does look fresh.
Where's Crinkle?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I go back behind where Crinkle went and hid? Or like start looking around all the shelves for where Crinkle is?
Yeah, so as you go kind of back towards where both Crinkle and Galby had been, you turn that corner and you see Crinkle on the ground with a gash in her head, unconscious.
But she's still alive.
Yes. She's unconscious,
Hey!
but she's still alive.
Hey, Crinkle is hurt. I repeat, Crinkle is hurt.
Oh no.
Yes.
I'll run over.
It seems as though the blood on the book is from Crinkle, and I'm 98% sure about it, and I think that we should kill this child.
That little creature.
I think the child is the girl in the book that won't play.
That's infallible logic.
That. I'll go up and do an yeah, sure. Another cure wounds.
Okay.
Uncrinkle, so she also gets 13 hit points back.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So Crinkle kind of comes conscious again and like holds her head a little bit, then quickly like looks around and starts just kind of bypasses you and starts going towards the table.
Oh, you're welcome.
Crinkle!
How rude, Crinkle.
I'm gonna follow after her.
She, if no one stops her like directly, she runs around and goes up to Galeby and tries to like hold her face to like, you know, touch her, and Galeby is like visibly afraid and kind of takes a step back and like won't let Crinkle get close to her.
Crinkle, what's happening? What? You seem to be wanting to confront this child. Is it because you think that this child is the murderer?
No.
Are you the murderer? You have to tell us.
No, I attack her. I didn't mean to.
That's less fun.
Did she attack you first?
No.
Oh.
Okay, so does that mean we each get one? Each get one try to attack this little girl. No.
It's a little girl in the missing thing. So, like, the thing that won't play is a little girl and a ghost going through a, like, roller. Like a laundry roller.
Yeah, is there a laundry roller in here, Varnier? Is this a laundry roller?
Or what is that?
Oh. I believe that to be like a millstone, like that
millstone.
spins and sharpens.
Is there one inside
Things?
the cellar?
Oh.
No, there's not.
Can I just go back to the book and try to investigate again?
Sure.
Where? Okay. I'm going to give myself guidance.
Okay.
You give yourself a little pep talk.
Yeah.
You got this. You got this. You got this.
Okay,
You got this.
I'm great with books. I know that. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Okay, now I'm going to use my knowledge from a past life
Okay.
and add a d6 to it.
Okay.
Such a fucking low number for adding like 3 different things to it. 15.
Okay. Well, with a 15, that was what you had to get to. You're able to see that there's just like one kind of like last mechanism that's making, it's basically one of those music boxes that just spins and hits the notes as it spins, and it has little like push outs kind of whatever things. So it's just off kilter just enough that when it gets to the final stanza, it can't hit anything and just kind of malfunctions a little bit and resets. And so you can find one point that if you kind of like hold it in place and probably cast mending and like fix that little point that like jutted it off of its position, it probably would play again.
I do that.
Right?
I do
As
that.
as you do that and lock it in, it plays through and this time gets to the final stanza,
Oh,
which
Oh god.
I'm sure it's not crazy and horrible.
do we not have a handout? They didn't give me a handout for that one.
If it mentions Tess, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Let me find it again. I want to read it as it should be. I don't know where it went. Sorry, hold on one second.
I'm literally on the edge of my seat.
Oh, okay. So the final stanza starts to play both in the music box, and you again just suddenly know the words as almost like in your head it's unbearably loud, and you can barely keep yourself from like hearing this tune, and it says, "See a daughter grinding grain, wish the spirit's time was through, trap set for the shadow bane, her millstone killed it true." And everybody give me an intelligence check.
Yep.
Just straight intelligence.
Yeah, just straight intelligence.
And my strength is still low, right?
Yeah.
3.
A 3 and a 5. Cool.
I got a 14.
A 14?
So there.
Okay, I'm gonna see if anyone can help you out.
Oh no.
Okay. Varnir kind of comes up. You hear this last thing and you're trying to think like, okay, a millstone, like what does that mean? Do we have to find something to roll it? Well, thinking about it. And Varnir kind of steps forward and says, "Well, it seems this creature needs to be crushed, or maybe by something." Um, and as she says that, the room grows colder, and near you, Walter, where the book is, you see another shadow forming, this time twice the size of the other shadows, and it just keeps getting taller and taller, and it's looming over you, almost taller than the bookcases, as boop, boop.
It's Shemshime!
Shemshine appears in front of
Oh,
you. And
Shemshime.
and everyone roll initiative again.
What is it? Shemshime! No shimshiming!
Shimshine's just a little stinker.
Swiper, no swiping.
I hope that my initiative is a little better.
Yeah, same.
Mine is one worse.
I got a 9.
7.
Dirty 20.
Okay, finally.
Also, I know we're basically at time. Is everybody good to go a little over?
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Cool. We'll try to get this. Do.
Shemshime!
I'm picturing like the SpongeBob Nosferatu thing.
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu. All right, let's.
Oh god.
Boop.
Oh, where'd it go? Oh.
There it is. Okay, here we go.
Ew, it's by him.
Oh, I'm 2 again. I didn't mean to do that. Dun, 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 dun. All right. We're not going to add the others because they're not going to try to mess with that shit. All right. Everybody put in what you got.
Okay, I did so well the first battle, so Shimshime's toast.
Is our strength still fucked up?
Yep.
Yes, I believe it's until you take a long rest.
Gotcha. Alright.
Oh, I need a nap.
All right. Dang, Walter with the 20. You're up first.
Oh boy.
So everybody just kind of runs.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong in how this spell works, because I've always been very confused by the mechanics of this. I would like to use my bonus action to conjure my spiritual weapon.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then can I use my action to make the attack with the spiritual
So
weapon?
I think, if I remember correctly,
This is why this has always confused me.
Yeah. Let's maybe. I think here.
Oh, when you cast the spell, you can make a melee spell attack against a
Right.
creature within 5.
And then I think in the future, it's like
As any bonus action on your turn, you can move the weapon and repeat the attack.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
So when you first cast it, you attack, and then from then on, your bonus action is moving, attacking, whatever action you want.
Lovely. Okay, so great. I'm gonna summon a giant, like Grim Reaper scythe looking thing.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That has like a really smiley skull at the end of it. Just gonna go ahead and make that attack.
Cool. Go for it.
Make
For my bonus.
attack.
14 plus 7, so 21.
That hits.
Great. D8. I'm gonna use my black D8. It seems appropriate for creepy stuff. 10 points of force damage.
All right. Cool.
So that was just my bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess. Can I use my action then to disengage?
Yeah. I would say
Great.
so.
I'm gonna do that, disengage, and just go like 5, 10, 15, 20 feet.
Okay.
That's gonna be my turn. Thank you.
Cool. It is now Shemshimes.
Mhm.
Shemshimes' turn. Did you take the book with you?
I probably, to be honest, I probably had dropped it.
That's okay. So Shemshine stays basically by the book and then just kind of like looks at all of you and just like holds his position, more eyeing Thomas than anything, um, because he's currently the closest to him, but doesn't follow you, doesn't like make an attack necessarily. Ezra, your turn.
Haha, he doesn't see me?
Uh, I didn't see you because you were on a bookshelf. Were you
I'm right here.
closer on the other side? Basically like on the same side of the bookshelf, or were you still back a little bit?
I would assume that I'm like closer to on the like table side of the bookshelf. So like I would have been on that side.
Oh, okay. Then you know what? That was my bad. He's just still
Yeah.
gonna protect the book. So
I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
he
that's
was
fine.
behind you. He didn't see you. He saw Walter, and that's it.
So the book is like right here then.
Yeah, basically you'd have to kind of cross around him. We'll just make a nice little square.
Okay.
Draw a little shape of boop, 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 is a book.
A very cute blue book.
A blue book.
Okay. Well then from behind him, I'm going to cast Burning Hands at second level.
Okay.
And he needs to make a dex save.
All right. Oh, that's not his stats. That's his stats. That is a 19.
Okay, why do they keep beating me and not and I can't do anything and then I use a fucking spell slot?
Was that a wild magic?
Oh fuck. Yes.
Ooh.
And it's a 1 and a 2. Oh, but I did. Okay, never mind. I died before I could use anything else. Okay. Wild magic. And it's if I get a 1 or a 2.
Correct.
11.
Great.
So now it's 1, 2, or 3.
Yep.
Great. That's my turn.
Okay. Oh, why'd you do that? Sir Thomas.
I look at Varnir.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to crush Shimshine? What does that mean? Like, with like a hammer? 'Cause I have a sword.
Give me an intelligence check just as you're thinking about that. Just a straight intelligence check.
Okay, for sure. 18.
You were standing right there and kind of looking around like a hammer. I don't know. You look up and you see the giant floating book that's above you. And you also notice the giant bookshelves that are surrounding you that would probably crush something fairly well.
Okay, I turn to the group. Crush it with a bookshelf or a big book. I will work on slaying it with my sword. I walk up to Shimshime. You've shimmed your last shime. I'm going to attack.
Okay.
And, that's a 16 to hit.
That does hit.
Oh, that's nice. And then I'm going to do Divine Smite.
Okay.
So that would be... that's 6 slashing and 19 radiant.
Okay.
1 hit Shemshime, dead.
So you, similar to all these other shadows that you see, you hit him, the sword doesn't do much, but the bubbling starts, and he's like, his piercing red eyes and creepy shadow hands are like looking at himself and like, and it spreads throughout his body and up to his head, and just as the entire being is about to disappear, it poofs back and he's still there, standing in front of you, but a little smaller, a little seemingly hurt still, but not dead.
Okay. Alright, Shimsham, this is your last chance. That's my turn.
Okay. then it is Shimsham. Shemshime was holding his action for someone to approach the book, so he's gonna take a swipe at you, Sir Thomas.
I dare you to try.
Actually, he's going to. After you do that, just move his red eyes and lock on yours, and please give me a wisdom saving throw.
What, a staring contest, Shimsham? Let's see. Wisdom saving throw. Ooh, baby. That is a 21.
Nice. Okay. Then you see him stare at you, and like the melody in your head getting a little louder, but you just like stare back at him like, yeah, I can stare in contest. And like it kind of fades, and he just kind of like cocks his head at you, but nothing happens besides that. So we are back at the top with Walter.
Gosh. I'll see all this stuff with Sir Thomas go down. Just very. I understand now that we have to like crush this thing. Sir Thomas, this is incredibly attractive behavior on your part.
Oh.
And I'm going to again do my bonus action to do scythes.
Okay. Yeah.
I am.
That was me
celibate.
trying. That was me trying to say that I was doing. I'm pretty sure that's going to hit. 19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Play. 9 force damage.
Okay. Similarly to what happened when Sir Thomas hit it, you can tell that like the damage was taken and it looks like he's like fading away, but just at the last second he like kind of comes back. Again, a little smaller, but it seems to be taking damage, but not to the extent of making him disappear like the shadows.
Cool. Nice. I love that. So I'm just gonna move up a little bit. Is it possible for me to grab the like corner of this bookshelf and just try to yank it down onto Shimsham to try and crush him?
Because you just used your bonus action for that,
Yeah.
right? So
Bonus action was that thing. So to use my
so-
action to use to try to...
yes, for that bookshelf. Da-da-da-da. Give me a strength check.
Cool. Yeah. 15.
Okay. With a 15, we'll say you're kind of able to push it a little bit, but these are very long bookcases, weighing a lot.
Yeah.
So you can kind of push it and like maybe wobble it a little bit, but with a 15, you're not able to topple it.
Cool. I appreciate it. That's my turn.
Okay. Shemsham's up again, so he's gonna attack Sir Thomas again.
Good luck.
Sham.
Oh,
ShamWow.
actually.
Okay.
Okay.
ShamWow, get over here.
It's just gonna be that blonde, spiky-haired guy that sold the ShamWow.
Yeah. What a legend.
That is a wow, dirty 20 to hit.
Yes.
So you take big yikes. $13 psychic damage.
Okay.
But nothing else. As he, again, similar to the other shadows, shoots out his hand, and you feel the power. This time not necrotic, but it goes from his hand to your head, and just like maddening loud singing the rhyme, and you just like can't concentrate. As he does that, and
Binky.
he's gonna just kind of shift away to stand over the book and just kind of like straddle protective of the book. As he does, Ezra, you would get an opportunity attack.
Yes, thank you. I would love to. I can do whatever I want on an opportunity attack, right? Or is it
Yeah,
just a armed?
as long as it's an action.
Yeah,
Unless you're
okay.
a warcaster, I think you can't use reaction
Okay.
for with spells, but so it would be a melee attack.
Cool. Then I would love to cast Thunder Wave
Are you a
on.
warcaster?
Oh wait, what did you say then? Sorry, I
It's so
misunderstood.
you could it's any like melee attack, whether it's whatever you want in that way. But I
Oh,
think unless you're a warcaster with a specific ability to use your reaction to cast a spell, you can't use a spell as your reaction.
okay. Well, then I will, as he's moving away, I'll be like, what did you call him, Matt? What were you calling him? A real what?
Stinker.
A real stinker. You're being a real stinker. And I'll take out my slingshot and I'll like pull out a little pebble and I'll fling it at him.
So you pull out the pebble, it kind of just like passes through. But
Oh,
go ahead and roll to see if it hits.
I mean, it was an 8, so.
Yeah, so it kind of you hit him, but because it's a little pebble, it just kind of passes through, seemingly doing no damage.
Or whatever sling bullet is what it's called in the thing.
Right.
Anyway, so yeah. Great.
All right.
I'm doing great.
Well,
awesome.
Ezra, it's your real turn this time, so.
Yes. So I'm gonna stick with magic then. And I'm actually not going to, because this is just a 5-foot radius, right? Or a 5-foot cube.
What is?
The
grid? Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna cast Thunder Wave. It's a 15-foot cube originating from me, so I don't think it would hit Sir Thomas because it would just hit. Oh, it would hit Sir Thomas.
It's okay.
Are you willing? Are you willing to take one for the team?
Yes. Undoubtedly.
Yeah. So I'll cast Thunder Wave.
Okay. Nope.
Actually, sorry. No, because now I'm thinking I might want to get. No, I don't have anything to get the book. So I'll cast Thunder Wave on him. Well, it'll come from me to him, and it will hit Sir Thomas. And
Okay.
both of you need to make Constitution saving throws.
No problem. Well, I rolled a 1.
So did I.
Yay! So both of you take 15 points of damage.
Why did I agree to this?
And I rolled for the wild magic table, and it was a 10, so I'm still Gucci on that bad boy. And I can't use a spell as a bonus action, so I'll use my movement to head 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, I can get all the way to the stairs in my movement. And I want to try to go up to the second floor towards where the big chains are holding the big book.
Okay. Anything else?
Nah.
Okay. Cthulhu is joining the initiative now. She sees things happening, heard Vernier with the crushing, the book, all of that. Sees you running up and decides, yep, that's a good idea. So she runs up. She has her special feline ability, so she can go 5, 10, 20, 25. What? Ah, stop it. How dare you. Oh, that's one. 25, 30, 35. How much can she move? And she has a special feline agility thing. Yep. So she can get basically up to just below the balcony. And she just so she just gets up to the balcony and that's as much as she can do for her turn. Oh wait, no, that was just her speed. So then with her action, she's gonna try to jump up to get on top of the book and just see what she can do for that. She can do.
You said this is Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Go Cthulhu.
So she's able to kind of like parkour her way up where she kind of gets her claws on the edge of the book. But that's about as far as she can get for her turn. She'll have to pull herself up. She didn't quite get the jump she wanted. But as she does, she's able to kind of pull it, and you can hear some of the chains kind of creak, but it's not quite enough to start it like falling down by any means. Varnier. Oh no, Sir Thomas, your turn.
I am going to tell everyone, hey, we should move out of the way. This book is going to fall down here.
Nice. Nice.
Except for you, 8-year-old child. You can stay here. And then I am going to stay here and try to grab the book if I can.
Okay. Give me either give me an athletics check.
I rolled a 1.
So you try to like swipe in real fast to get in there before Shemshine can get you, and as you do, you just can't quite get a grip on it, so you just kind of like fall off as you pull back, and the book slips from your grasp, so it's slightly closer to you, but not in your hand.
Okay, I'm just gonna stand in front of Shimshine and then look up and say, let the book fall, I will keep Shimsham here. I don't care if the book falls on me, I'm a powerful warrior.
Yep.
Would you say that was my action to try to grab the book?
Yeah, since we had to do a check for it,
that makes sense. Okay, I should have healed myself. That's my turn.
Great. Okay, far near, hearing that the book's about to fall and seeing what she can do maybe above, also goes uses her movement and a dash action to get basically up with Cthulhu up there to try to make the book fall. And we're back to Walter.
Okay. I think seeing this, I'm gonna use my bonus action to move my spiritual weapon as far up as I can towards the support of the giant book. I can move it as far as 20 feet, so I don't know if that's gonna get all the way up there, but
I would say it can probably get just to the base of the balcony. With these rooms holding like fairly tall bookshelves, I would say they're probably close to like 15-20 feet rooms of just like big library rooms. You need a ladder to get to the top shelf, all that jazz. So I would say you can get just to like kind of the balcony opening just below the railing.
Yeah, but not far enough that I would like be able to hit the supports holding together. That's fine. So yeah, that's going up there. And I guess I don't have many spell slots left. Yeah, I'm gonna look at Sir Thomas and go Binky and cast Healing Word. Oh wait, that's a bonus. Shit, Healing Word's a bonus action. Shit, I can't do that. But never mind. I don't.
Binky!
Don't take Binky away from me.
I'm sorry. I guess instead the only thing I can really do is cast Sacred Flame at Shimsham.
Okay.
So it needs to make a Dex saving throw.
got I think a dirty 20.
Yeah, all right, never mind. So I've done a whole lot of nothing. Embarrassed. I'm just gonna slink back. And, like, into the dark, like further into the darkness. That's gonna be my turn.
All right.
Kind of where you started.
Yeah. I was born in the darkness, I'll die in the darkness.
Then Shemshine's gonna go for another. Oh wait, do that.
I dare you to try to attack me.
He's gonna do another staring contest. So please make another wisdom saving throw,
Okay.
Sir Thomas.
Easy, no problem. 12.
All right. You take. More than I thought. Where's my other? There it is.
Got a feeling this is not going to be good news, whatever this number is.
You take 15 psychic damage. And are stunned until the end of your next turn.
I'm unconscious anyway.
Great. Okay.
Drop the book still, I don't care.
Ezra, you're up.
Okay, so by your description of how tall and like these rooms are from the floor to the ceiling, you said about 15 feet.
15 to 20, yeah.
So would you say then by that logic, I have used 15 to 20 feet of my movement to get up the stairs?
No, because if you're going up like a flight of stairs, it's probably it's since it's like at an angle and the fun like hypotenuse, whatever. I would say it's probably closer to like. I would say for going up the stairs quickly, it probably would only be 5 to 10 feet of your movement. Yeah.
And cool. That's exactly the news that I wanted to hear because I'm gonna go up the stairs and then I'm gonna take a running leap my 30 feet. I'm gonna sprint 30 feet and then at the very end of this balcony, I'm gonna misty step on top of the book.
Okay.
As my bonus action. So that I'm on top of the book, hanging on and like jumping to try to like dislodge it.
Okay, roughly how much does Ezra weigh?
I would say like she's kind of tall. Let me see. I think I might have it. Maybe I have it in my notes. Description. She's 132 pounds. According to my notes.
Okay, so with your weight and Cthulhu is kind of hanging, providing like almost the opposite side of weight. So with you jumping, missing stepping, and jumping and pulling, and as you do that, Cthulhu's right after you, so she'll start pulling and pull herself up as well. And as you both stand on top of the book and jump at the same time, the chains that are connecting them crack and break, and this book starts to fall down.
With us on it, right?
With you guys on it, but starts to fall down, and everyone that's under there has to make a dex save, which Sir Thomas is automatically hit, so that's fine.
Oh my god, the 8-year-old's in there.
Also that.
Honestly good.
Our top 3 suspects are in there.
They're all there.
I know,
We've solved the mystery, but they're still on the list.
So we'll see. So, and we'll say that Shemshine, since he was attacking you, he's like just on the edge of like directly below the balcony, so he'll still get hit, but he was very close.
Yeah,
to
he
not
better.
being...
This is
I know.
For him.
So I guess none of you guys, it would be everybody else, so I'll roll for them.
Unconscious Sir Thomas
failed his dex saving throw.
We told him to move.
God, I don't even know how much damage Sir Thomas has to take by this. Oh no.
Well, if it's 36 or higher, I feel like I automatically die.
Yes, you would.
I'm sure it's not that much though, right? Right?
We'll see. I mean, someone who has DM'd more than me, maybe. So the book weighs, I have how much the book weighs. And
How
it's
much does it
falling
weigh?
like probably a good 30 feet. So what what would you maneuver that? I'll go ahead and see if anyone else takes the same damage. Okay.
Do 3d10.
Just 3d10.
Yes, 3d10 plus 5.
Plus 5. Got it. Where is the thing that tells me how much this book weighs?
Because then it can't be any more than this.
Right, exactly.
Nice, Matt. Nice.
So yeah, this book weighs 1,500 pounds.
Oh.
Oh, that seems heavy.
That sounds like 7d10.
That sounds like just like a quick just d8.
Yeah. What is that?
It doesn't give you like.
Well, because it just says like a dex save, because it just says like, oh, if Shemshine gets hit by this, he has to make this save. So let's go to Reddit.
What is what save does he have to make? The dex?
A dex save, yeah. So the others make their save, so they barely get out in time.
But that doesn't say how much damage Shemshine takes if he gets it. Oh.
Because it's just about the crush, not the
Oh,
damage.
so the 8-year-old made it.
Barely.
God damn it!
Great.
Now we just need to find a
I gave
well.
them advantage because probably having seen people, they would have been moving out of the way. I just did put them in the initiative order, so you know they're
I'm
fine.
just picturing of us doing like a full-on The Ring.
Here,
of,
1d6.
like shoving the girl in the well.
Oh God. Okay, where's my roll 20 or not roll 20? The because this one says we'll just follow this. So that would be plus. And if I get all ones, this will work. I just need it to roll for me. Oop, I spelled that wrong. Right, close enough. You take 32 points of damage.
Woo!
Ouch.
And I would say that obviously gives you, I'm gonna say 2 fails on your death saves.
That's fair.
But you somehow, maybe because you're just on the crust of it or Shemshine is in the way, survive. We'll fudge it and say that. So you have this giant sculpture. Shemshine's lunging over Sir Thomas's body as this book crashes under him. And I think the only person still down here is Walter. Walter, as you see everything come down in front of you, and you see the shadow of Shemshine get crushed, you see the book just kind of in the rubble on the outskirts, and the shadow of Shemshine is just sucked back into the book, and it closes and remains closed with Shemshine seemingly inside of it.
That was beautiful.
And as that happens, the melody in your head silences. The need to concentrate on not singing the melody silences. Everyone kind of comes back down and gathers around the rubble that is now the Firefly cellar. Varnier is clearly just like already in the, oh my God, I have to clean this up. Just like looking at it, just like, and just kind of like tries to like start moving things and just like assessing everything. Cthulhu, actually, Cthulhu and Ezra, give me a dex save with advantage because you knew this was going to happen, but to see if you can jump off the book before falling with it.
Okay, with advantage. A 12.
Okay, so you can't, so you kind of jump, but and you're able to jump off, so you don't crash with the book, but you crash on top of the crashed book, and you take, yikes, 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
I'm unconscious.
So Ezra comes crashing down, almost seemingly on top of Sir Thomas. Sir Thomas is unconscious. Ezra is unconscious. Everyone's unconscious.
Oh no.
Oh, Walter's not
And-
unconscious.
No, I'm
Walter,
not.
do you have anything?
I can, yeah, I
Okay.
can at the very least run up and cast Spare the Dying as
Great.
my cantrip to
So-
make him stable.
Okay. So we won't have to necessarily play out all of the rest of this, but you spare the dying. They come back. They eventually, can rest later. Varnir also, after seeing the rubble and having her moment, runs over and collects the book and wraps it in some cloth and basically says, I'm going to take this to the Great Library and lock it away so it can never be opened again. And immediately leaves and takes it up. You can hear the locks undoing on the cellar door and the door opening, and she's just gone. Immediately takes the book away. But you're left with kind of everybody here in shocked in silence, but knowing Shemshimes is now securely back in his book, hopefully never to be heard from again.
I cannot wait. Literally, Sir Thomas, I kid you not. I literally cannot wait to tell Ryvar and Opal about this.
Yes, they will love this. Let me just quickly do one last divine sense just to make sure that the evil is completely gone. There's nothing else we need to worry about. And I cast divine sense.
I am, Zach, I am humanoid. I'm not.
Are
My
you?
creature type is not undead. My creature type
I
is
guess
still
that's true.
humanoid.
Okay.
Fair enough. Fair
I
enough.
guess, yeah, you would not come up as undead. I have not played much with that type before, so I'm like, honestly,
Alright, well, I did look to see if I was classified as undead. I'm not. I'm still
Okay.
humanoid.
Wow.
Great.
We've done it. Everyone here is as they say they are, and we have defeated the evil. Congratulations to us all.
One more time, just to do a sweep, I'm gonna detect magic.
okay. You do a quick detect magic. Unless either of your party members have magical items on them, you don't get anything from the room.
Okay. I would just wanted to see if I could trigger a wild magic one more time,
Oh, just one more.
but I had to get a 1 through a 6, and I got a 7.
Mhm.
No fireball centered on yourself?
No, no.
Dang it.
Whew.
Well, now that the Firefly Cellar is in the state it is, you can either choose to stay, choose to not. We'll say they have fine accommodations if you so choose, and for those that are staying to do more research, you stay and do more research, or say this was enough, I'm gonna head home and head back to your various homes, and await Ryvar and Opal to regale them of your story as well as hear from their story, to see whose story was more crazy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, it better be ours, because
Yeah.
we
better
almost
be
almost
ours.
died twice. Sir Thomas.
It's not a bad thing, I've heard. Dying is fine.
Yeah, very weird thing to say.
And with that, that's
A-
how we'll
a
end.
fine last
Dying is
line.
fine.
I've heard.
Nice. Thank you, Jamie. That was very fun.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you,
Thank you
Jimo.
guys. Well, and thank everybody that tuned in and watched with us. Stay tuned for another episode of Candlekeep in a TBD date. But definitely stay tuned tomorrow. As a reminder, our finale.
Sorry, so it's not tomorrow. I misunderstood, and it's not. It's next Monday, which is what I thought you
Okay.
said, because
Oh,
you said the thing about next Sunday, and then I thought you meant next
Sure,
Monday.
sure,
So
sure.
next
To
Monday, not
clarify-
tomorrow.
Don't stay tuned tomorrow.
don't stay tuned
No.
tomorrow. Do
Or
whatever
you could
want.
sit and rewatch. Just
That
to
is true. You can
prepare,
catch up if you
yeah.
haven't. Get
Yeah.
prepared
Catch
for
up.
the finale.
All of you have homework, and I expect to have it on my desk first
Yes.
thing Monday evening.
Yes.
Yes, Sir Thomas.
I am Sir Thomas.
So yeah, stay tuned this coming Sunday and the following Monday, not this Monday, next Monday for the finale, and then the Teo Roth campaign on Sunday. And thank you again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. As usual, everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye.